and you are watching another Blitz film review. He has that ability to, trust me, he definitely does. Just his ability to catch balls outside of his frame, his leaping ability, his ability to hang in the air, his yak ability, it's all there. Lowers his helmet, low man wins, bang, rocks a guy.
Hall running free, Brees Hall inside the 10, he's gonna score!
The corners all do their job. You know, if you look at the picture right here, lock.
3rd and 1. Stevens always drilled. What a great defensive play.
I don't try to Monday morning quarterback any of the reviews I do, and I'll try to be honest with a lot of the things I put up.
That's how I want to start the stream. There's no other way to start it. I am so goddamn angry. I planned on coming to this stream, being in Dallas, all boozed up and all that shit, but I just walked around town by myself today, depressed. So we're going to go through some Jets therapy today, tonight. Currently watching the rout of the Vikings, 26-7 right now in Dallas in this random fucking house. In this chair that undoubtedly people have fucked in. I'm sorry. Listen, at the end of the day, if you listen to this stream and you are now offended that you have kids around you because I'm cursing, you probably shouldn't have listened to the stream. You know better. This is going to be a down and dirty stream, I think. I don't know what opinions are going to be shot out there. I don't know what bullshit's going to be tried to be spewed about the Jets' chances and all this stuff, but we'll digest it. I'll digest it properly. I'm thankful that I did not do the show on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday. I just got it done on Thursday because I just watched the film. I was off on Tuesday and I had a chance on Wednesday to watch the film. And typically, as you guys know, I'm the guy who likes to watch that shit. Like, I get really excited. I could not physically bring myself to do any of that stuff until today. I kind of expedited a little bit, did it on the plane, so I didn't do a film review. But holy shit, man, just holy shit. And I know we're gonna do all the coping and all that shit and the large level of copium that everybody has taken, and now Zach Wilson's some savior when a couple of months ago we were just booing him. And I get the progression, and I get Rodgers, and I get how he looked in preseason, even though it's a slight tick up from terrible. I just can't buy it, but. Just before I say hello to the chat, just the excitement, man. It's just the days of the shitty Sanchez and drafting Hackenberg for him to not see a rep on the field, to the Greg McElroys, to Favre and the 8-3 start, to his shoulder hurting. For the older fans, a little bit older than me, with the whole Vinny Testaverde thing in '99 that happened to them. The last few years of Gase, the years of Todd Bowles, the years of McCagnon, the first few years of Zach Wilson. This was kind of supposed to right all the wrongs. And at a certain point, even last year, like when we were 5-2, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, let me buy in, because you know what? At a certain point, everybody's tides have to change. And this is our year. We're the longest playoff drought in sports. 2022, this is our year. Shit, we don't make it. We lose the last 6 games, whatever it may be. Fuck. Okay, what are our quarterback options? Carr, the dream of Rodgers. Well, if we get Rodgers, he's only going to play 1 year. He's not going to be dedicated. Okay, Rodgers or Carr signs. We get Rodgers. Holy shit, it's a long, drawn-out process. We get him for, it's a little bit more than we think. And then every single thing from there goes right. We don't have a lot of injuries minus Chuck Clark. He's good with the media. He's good with the fans. He's good with the team. He's testing them on hand signals before the games in meeting rooms, making sure they have all that shit down. We brought in an OC that he won MVPs with, and it ends in 4 snaps. There's no way to process it. It is just such bullshit. I legitimately feel bad for Jets fans. I really do. Like, I feel bad for Rodgers. I feel bad for the team. Those guys have been here, and listen, at the end of the day, it's millions of dollars, so it affects us more. But those guys have been here for fucking 5 minutes. You and I have been here for years. I've been doing this film bullshit for years, and now I got to go back to watching Zach Wilson and Tim Boyle if he goes out for Aaron Rodgers. Like, I didn't get my cherry pops with Rodgers, really. I got to watch a couple of plays, and he got right up to the cherry, and they pulled out. The Jets pulled out. the universe pulled out. Oh, man. It just the excitement, rewatching Hard Knocks multiple times, watching the Ed Sheeran Shivers thing multiple times, all the excitement, going into the stadium, buying season tickets. Well, I've had season tickets for years, pretty much, but buying season tickets, thinking he was going to be Rodgers, planning Dallas, thinking it was going to be Rodgers, trying to play in Vegas, thinking it was going to be Rodgers. I don't know if I'm in Dallas right now if it's not Rodgers. Doing all of that stuff, going to the tailgate, it was a weird, like, dreary type of clouds in the sky. I should have known. But great tailgate. I met some listeners. I know Jan came by, a couple of other guys, One Armed Jet, if you're in here. And I saw Ryan. I saw a couple of other content creators, all that in the parking lot. Great time. You walk into the stadium. Everybody's in there. Everybody. I haven't seen a stadium. And one of the things that really bothers me is I go to the stadium, and I get people who don't want to go to the stadium. Because of the product. But this is the first time, regardless of the reasons and how I feel about people not going to the stadium in the past, this is the first time I went to the stadium. I was like legitimately excited to see what it was like. And it lived up to the hype, dude. Like people were in their seats 7:30. They gave it their wristbands. The intro to the Jets was like thunderstruck and all this shit. And the wristbands were going up, even though the PA announcer was a little bit behind because the noise was so loud, but it was deafening. It was deafening for the Bills drive. It was even loud for the Jets drive. And I'll give credit to the fans at the end. I'll give credit to the team for pushing through adversity because they wouldn't have done that maybe even last year. Zach wouldn't have even done that last year. But I sat there from about, I don't know what the exact injury time was, 12 minutes and 37 seconds left in the first quarter till about the fourth quarter, just leaned back in my chair, not saying anything. Nothing. I was saying nothing. As soon as he went down and I saw him go into the tent, I had a really good feeling we were completely fucked. And when I saw the cart drive up, I knew we were definitely really fucked. And then reality hits you, And like I said to my friend, like it was so funny. It was a year ago where we were watching the Jets-Eagles. I think it was the Jets-Eagles preseason game, and Zach Wilson went down for 4 weeks, and we thought that was the end of the world. Aaron Rodgers, like this is the first time I've been not even able. And I get. And listen, and I'm gonna bitch for a while, and that's why I said it before the stream. Like I'm gonna bitch a little bit. I know there's gonna be people under the stream who say, "Oh, you fucking man up, root for your team, stop being a quitter, all this bullshit." Well, fuck you. How about that? Fuck you. That's all I have to say. I don't give a shit what you think. I couldn't care two fucks less. Log off. Realistically, couldn't care. This shit means a lot to a lot of us. And for us to get so goddamn excited because we've been down in the dumps, our teams have not been competitive. We get fucking happy with 6-7 wins a year. Some years we're so used to winning 4 games. We haven't had a quarterback over average in 20 years, pretty much, minus half a season from Favre. We haven't had a season even near average. And now we have a Hall of Fame quarterback who we think is going to win us the Super Bowl. And now we have to cope and hope that the Jets win 9 games and make the playoffs. And people are telling people to get over it. How are people telling people how to be fans? Like, how is that possible? So I'll bitch. You guys are allowed to bitch. I'm not going to get over this shit until the Jets win the Super Bowl. I'm not going to lie. Because, like, whatever we're going to talk about tonight and however we're going to spin all this shit into positive, which I'm not going to do because I'm not going to lie to you guys, it fucking sucks. The Jets aren't winning the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. They're not. And if you're going to say, oh, there's a chance, sure. There's a 0.5% chance. Great. I'm not hanging I'm not hanging myself on that. I'm not. 0.5% chance. Before it was 30, 40. And you didn't even want to bank on it. Now we're supposed to all be excited about a 1% chance to win the Super Bowl. I don't know, man. And like at the end of the day, even if Rodgers comes back, how many 40-year-old guys are going to come off of a torn Achilles and still be as good? And I get he's not a mobile quarterback and all that shit, dude. But the chances, I'm not even trying to buy into that right now. To me, right now, Rodgers is gone for forever, and I'm gonna see a Jets team in the next 10 to 20 years who's gonna maybe have a chance at the Super Bowl again. Like just the next 10 years, just fast forward them. And I get that super negative, but after that shit that we just watched, which legitimately has to be the only thing I'm thankful for, and maybe not even, but the thing I'm slightly thankful for is the fact that it didn't happen mid-season where we saw how good it could have been. But it's like so hard that we couldn't even taste it. We really couldn't even taste it. But at least he didn't get injured in week 15, and then we lose a first-round pick, and then we're fucked in the playoffs anyways. Right, so that's the bright side. If you want the bright side, at least he got injured right off the jump. I would have at least taken a game or two, to see what it's actually like to have a real quarterback. But I don't know. Like, I get we can be positive on all this shit, and we can win a Super Bowl next year and all that, and maybe they can, maybe. And my only hope is Aaron Rodgers goes to fucking Mexico or goes to Cuba or goes to Japan or goes to one of these other countries, and under the radar he gets stem cells into his left Achilles, right? Because general medicine doesn't really fix that shit so well. So hook up with your buddy Joe Rogan, fucking go to Mexico, get stem cells shot into there every single day until that shit's okay. And then hopefully he's 80%, 90% of what he's going to be this year. Like now we have to wait a whole year and maybe he's the answer at that point. And I'm not going to get myself excited again because I'm only going to expect him to tear the shit again. Like I am not going to allow myself to be excited for quite a long time now. That was the most heart-wrenching thing I've ever experienced almost in my life. And it's heartbreaking for Jets fans, man. I legitimately feel bad. And now it sucks because I'm going to go to the stadium. And let's be real, the stadium's never going to be like that again. I've seen the stadium maybe like that 9/11, the 10-year anniversary. It was close to that. It wasn't as loud. 2015, we beat the Pats in overtime. It was loud, not nearly like it was at the game this past Monday. Very loud college environment, awesome. People excited. People around town excited. People at gas stations excited. You know, we're in the Jets bus. People are barking, are beeping at us on the parkway. Fist pumping out the freaking out their car doors and shit. And now we go to this. I feel bad for you guys, man. I feel bad for me too. I do. I am 1,000% a fan before I'm an analyst. I'm 1,000% a fan before I'm JetX. I'm 1,000% a fan before anything. I don't give a shit about any of the other stuff. I'm a fan first. I don't evaluate games when I go to them. I have a good time. I go to the tailgate with my buddies, and I enjoy the game. There's no analyst shit. I'm a Jets fan. I want the Jets to fucking win a Super Bowl. That's the dream. And to have that rug pulled out from you in 4 snaps is brutal. And I can't. Maybe I'm misremembering. I cannot remember a bigger bust, not bust, but a bigger, I don't know, however we want to word it, a bigger fuck up, not fuck up, but a bigger fucked situation, let's say, than any team signing a Hall of Fame quarterback to then get injured on the first series of their first drive. Has it ever happened before? I don't know. I can't think in I can't think in baseball. I can't think in basketball. Like we're talking about a top 5 quarterback who had played 4 snaps, and the suckiest and one of the suckiest thing about it is you see the play again and you know it was his fault. It was his fault. It wasn't Dwayne Brown's fault. Don't pull that bullshit. It was not Dwayne Brown's fault. It was a cut block. It was a 3-step drop. He read the right side. He went back to Garrett Wilson. He hung on, used on him a little bit too long in the middle. Garrett Wilson was open to his left on a slant. He felt the pressure. He pulled the ball down and tried to make a play, and he tore his fucking Achilles because of something he never does. He's never bad with placement. He knows 3-step drops get the ball out. He told Zach that. He didn't do that. He didn't take his own advice and got injured. I'm sorry. I know that was 10 minutes of me just bitching like a 15-year-old girl, but there's not much else I'm going to do. Like even during the game again, silence. We scored a touchdown. Okay, shit. You know what? Cool. We can win. We and then of course your Jet fandom takes over, get all excited, overtime and all that stuff. But even during the excitement of that, it was turned down 15, 20% because I knew it was there. And then you're walking back at the stadium, and that was the least excited. Not even the least excited. I've been more disappointed to blow out losses in that game. And we beat the Bills. People have been puffing their chest out to the Jets for 5 months, saying that there's no way to stop Allen, and the Jets suck, and they're not deserving all this stuff. And we fucking beat them with Zach Wilson again. And we only beat, and that was almost the 3rd time we beat them with backup quarterbacks. So to beat the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football with a bunch of guys showing out, Garrett Wilson and defensive line and all these guys, to walk out and to just be sitting in the bus on the ride home fucking silent was terrible. It was terrible. Really. Like there was times I was like legitimately like, I don't want to do this shit anymore. Like why? Why do we do this? And like it sounds like a quitter, but like I gave up 2019, and that was a point in my life where I was like trying to do police stuff and all that and whatever. But there's a point in 2019 where I was like, I think I quit for like 4 months. I wasn't doing it anymore. I was like, I'm done. I was like, I'm going to focus on my friends, my family, all this shit. I don't need the Jets anymore. JetX reached out, kind of whatever happened. I think it reached out, whatever happened. And then now I'm an owner or partial owner. And it's great. And I'm thankful for that. But like, there was times where I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, why? Miserable. Fuck. And I'm sorry, like I know again, I'm gonna get some comments and oh whatever, be a man, okay. Oh, you comment with your fucking 4 followers with nobody, with no picture behind your thing. Okay, so let's say hello to the chat. Let's bitch together. I need you guys. I legitimately need you guys. I don't know if it's gonna go for an hour. I don't know if it's gonna go for 3 hours. I don't care. I'm literally by myself in the house on a couch that there's probably jizz on. So let's just, I don't know. My voice is still gone, by the way. So if I'm like getting scratchy and coughing and shit, it's because I still can't fully talk from that game. Which thank God, because I don't have a voice on Thursday from a Monday game. And that was only me yelling during the first 10 minutes or the first 5 minutes of the game and the last 5 minutes of the game. So let's see. Zach fucking Wilson. Yeah. He's our guy now. NJZ, I love everything about Robert Saleh except his absolutely confounding loyalty to Zach Wilson. Please help me understand. Yeah, and now they're in a tough spot, right? Because like, do you bring in a vet QB and you shoot Zach Wilson's confidence, who a lot of your hope is in, or you bring in another guy? Is that kind of showing your locker room like a lack of faith in something you kind of projected faith in the whole offseason? Like, you know, if you're saying you're faithful in Zach Wilson to be your number 2 the entire offseason, and now Aaron Rodgers gets injured and you bring another guy to be a starter, it's like, do you question the coaching staff at that point? Like, what are you guys doing? I thought you guys were confident in him. And again, the good thing about some of these streams are, actually, let's start with the bad. The bad thing about some of these streams are they're live and they'll be on the internet forever. The good thing about these streams are they're live and they'll be on the internet forever. I bitched about the Jets not having a true backup quarterback for 5 months. For 5 months. So I'm not changing my tune now. They fucked up not having a backup quarterback. And if it's going to shoot Zach's confidence down and all that shit, then he shouldn't fucking be here because he saw how he played the first 2 years. So if you can't sit him down and say, hey, listen, dude, you suck. You suck. We're bringing in Rodgers and we're bringing in another backup because we don't want you to touch the field this year because you need a redshirt year. You need that. They didn't do that because of his feelings, I guess. And now we're stuck in a situation with Zach Wilson and overall a worse quarterback situation than we had last year, right? Zach Wilson could be better, but I'm taking Mike White over Tim Boyle any day of the week. And now Tim Boyle's our backup. We'll talk about options. I'm sure you guys are already mentioning some in the chat. Whether that be Gardner Minshew, who is all way too hyped up by people in general. Jacoby Brissett, Matt Ryan, all these people we're talking about, Matt Stafford, Kirk Cousins. I'm sure we'll mention it. My thing is people are saying, oh, well, let's see how Zach Wilson does or 2 or 3 weeks. If he fails, then you bring in a quarterback. Great. You bring in that quarterback in 2 or 3 weeks when Zach Wilson's failing, if he fails, and then that quarterback takes another 2 to 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks to get up on the playbook. So you got to bring in a guy now. And if Zach Wilson can't understand that, then I'm sorry. He doesn't deserve to be an NFL quarterback. If they trade for Jacoby Brissett and Zach Wilson's going to handle it like Denzel Mims handled the Jets bring in Keelan Cole, then fuck him. Right? Like, and I get at a certain point, the season's a lost cause, which it is. We're not winning the Super Bowl. Let's be real here. We're not winning the Super Bowl. But at this point, you got to fight for the playoffs, right? You got to bring in somebody, in my opinion, a Jacoby Brissett, a Gardner Minshew, somebody who at least does not have the floor that Zach Wilson had last year. Whatever you're going to say about him last year or this upcoming year, I've seen the floor, and the floor is still possible. We're playing the Pats week 3. Jacoby Brissett does not do that. Like, he's bad. Yes, he's bad. And people will say, oh, well, Zach Wilson sucks. Jacoby Brissett sucks. There's a different level of suck. Jacoby Brissett's like, starting with the Jets, a 3,200-yard guy, 20 touchdowns and 10 picks bad. Zach Wilson's a 120-yard a game, 1 touchdown and 4 picks bad sometimes. So Jacoby Brissett has a certain floor to his game. Whoever else we're going to talk about. But Jesus, dude, it's just so brutal that we went from Aaron Rodgers to me talking about trading for Jacoby Brissett. Been waiting for this. I don't know why. Uncle Iro, I appreciate you again. I know I'm going to be super negative. I know that people are going to hate on it. I don't care. I really couldn't care any less. I legitimately couldn't care. But there's people who come to me on Twitter, or like who I don't follow, and they'll be like, oh, man, Blue, you're really losing me on this one. I'm about to unfollow. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm never going to change my opinion for anybody. Anybody. Not Mike, not fucking Steven Angle, not Hawk, nobody. And I think you guys know that. So, like, it's my mind's going a lot of different places. I'm sorry. Mike, genuine question. I was saving it for the stream, but apparently Chris Sims beat me to it. What happens is Zach Wilson gets hot against the weak back end of the schedule and has a couple of good playoff games. Like, it's like what happens if I win the lottery? You know, like, and I'm not trying to be. It's not that far of a chance, but is that really going to happen? Is it really going to happen, Mike? That Zach Wilson's now going to turn around from being an all-time historic bust with his numbers and how bad he played to now a competent quarterback because Aaron Rodgers tutored him? Now, is there positives of Zach Wilson? Has he been more accurate? Yes. Has he been easier in the pocket? Has he been willing to step into pressure and take a hit? Yeah. Does he also throw a ball into double coverage and get picked off by Matt Milano? Yeah. So, like, this is a dream scenario. Yeah, sure. I would love for Zach Wilson to ball out, and we can tell Rodgers, we're good. We got Zach Wilson. Come on. Steve Angle, what's up? Spark the Dub, what's up, Joe? I don't really comment, but love you when you're real. It's almost like insinuating that I'm not real sometimes, but I appreciate it. I'm kidding. Thank you, Spark the Dub, for commenting. I haven't seen you, but now that I know you're like a silent listener, which I met a silent listener too at the game. So I appreciate all of you for sure, even if you don't comment. Stephen Angle, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't teams that score 40 or more points in a game lose the next? Dude, I don't know, man. Like, and the thing that sucks about it too is like we were able to talk shit with people for all of 5 months. Like, it was nice being able to talk shit to other fans. Like, I have a Falcons fan at work, and like it was almost nice being like a smug asshole. Like, not outwardly, but like in my mind, I'm like, oh, he likes the fucking Falcons. They suck. They're not going anywhere. That would suck to like them. All right. Tides have turned. It was our first year in quite a while. We were legitimately able to puff our chest out a little bit and deflate it immediately. Like now I'm gonna walk around Dallas the next couple of days with Jet shirts on or whatever, and I'm gonna get like attaboys, like the pats in the back, kind of like Salah said. It's completely different, but the coach is saying, "Oh, you guys try hard." That's what it feels like for fans. Oh, you guys we're the lovable losers. Like, we don't want to be the lovable loser anymore. We want to fucking win. Jealous Beanbag, what's up? People have definitely plowed in that chair. Oh yeah, for sure, dude, for sure. Like, it automatically raises your sex drive by like 20% just sitting in a red leather chair. So yeah, I don't know. It's actually a pretty nice place. I might show it off in a little bit. This place, yeah, like a little arcade room and stuff. It's pretty cool. Hey Joe, still think we're a playoff team? No, I'm not gonna sugarcoat things. I think we're a 7-8 win team, maybe 6. And it's like it's not to say that in prior years we couldn't make the playoffs, but look at the quarterbacks in the AFC. Just list them off Chris. Or Christian. Like, and Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, who fucking is overrated. But Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Trevor Lawrence, Lamar Jackson, Tua, who threw for 7,000 yards. We're gonna make it with Zach Wilson. Is there a chance? Sure, there's a chance. I'm never gonna say there's no chance because then I'm a negative asshole. And there's a chance. Would I say there's a much more likely chance that we're 7 wins instead of 10 wins? Yeah. I would say I would probably adjust my expectations to 7 or 8 wins now. Like, realistically, if we had a better houses on, I know there's an optimist out there who say, "Oh, I'll project them to win every day." But if I actually asked them to put money on it, they would never do it. So it's a fake optimism. Are we beating the Cowboys? Could we? Sure. We'll probably lose, right? Probably lose. Pats? Let's fuck it. We'll win. We pull it out. We pull it out. We win. We're not beating the Chiefs. We're not beating the Eagles. Are we beating the Chargers? Like, I'm sorry. No. And I kind of like how the question was phrased. Still think we're a playoff team. Think. No. Is it possible? Yes. It is possible. 1,000% possible. In this AFC, with this schedule, in a brutal division, it's not that you're in a brutal division. You also have a really hard schedule. I don't think so. No, I haven't gotten sticky yet. And good thing, none of my flesh is really touching this. So, Jackie Trash, help me understand our commitment to Zach Wilson. It's like the longer he sucks. So the thing I will say, NJZ, is he definitely looked better in this game. And people will – I don't really know what are some of the main arguments you guys can bring them up. I really haven't been consuming anything. I really haven't been on Twitter. And sorry again if my stream is bad or the fucking the audio is bad, whatever. I'm on my AirPods. I didn't bring any of my equipment, even though my equipment's whatever. Zach's made strides. but making strides from absolutely dreadfully awful, where I didn't want him as a backup quarterback, to potentially showing me enough where, let's say, okay, he's shown me enough to maybe be okay with him as a backup. Maybe, and me personally, I didn't even say that. I said last week I wanted a backup quarterback. So you're going to try to convince me, and let's just err on the side of optimism. For me, Joe's optimism. He's a mid-level backup quarterback. Okay? And that's being positive to get to where NJZ is. They're saying he's a backup level quarterback because a lot of people weren't happy with him as the backup quarterback, but because now he's our only hope, we're going to make up fucking stories and fairy tales. Yeah, it's the thing about this is at least it builds character. It does, legitimately. Like, I love my family, my friends, the Jets. You guys know, and I can't speak for how much time you guys pour into this shit. I pour a lot of time into this. It's not for money. I don't give a fuck about money. I always did the film reviews. The money in owning a website, that's a nice little side piece for sure. It's nice to have money. I would do this. I do this shit for free. I go to the games for free. I travel for like I don't get spent or paid for flights and shit. Like, okay, let's see. What's up, Joe? What's up, Yoshi? Steven Rozak. Hey, Joe. I'm tired of hearing all these Zach truthers. We should have got. It's just like the thing about it is. I just don't understand. And no, I do. I understand. I really do understand why. And this is, and you guys should almost feel like how you do about Zach Wilson, the Zach Wilson truthers, how I do about some like college prospects coming out, or free agents who people talk about like something they have no idea about because they watch a fucking 5-minute YouTube highlight. People hated Zach Wilson last year, right? Let's go timeline. First year, okay, whatever. Second year, sucked dick. He sucked. He got booed off the field in Jacksonville. Joe Flacco started over him in the Dolphins game. Joe Flacco started over him. And because of Hard Knocks, and because of a few nice plays, and because of him being more like personal on TV cameras, and because of Aaron Rodgers talking, now he's suddenly the savior and we're supposed to get behind him. Bullshit. Prove it. Prove it to me. He hasn't proven shit. He's been a historic bust at quarterback. Not just a bust, a historic bust at quarterback. Not Darnold level, not Sanchez level. Hackenberg, that's a different story. You know, he was in a first-round pick, but I would take Sam Darnold 20 times. I would take Sam Darnold right now over Zach Wilson. Trade me Zach Wilson, or trade Sam Darnold for Zach Wilson. I'm taking him. Like, this is the guy we're supposed to buy in. Like, Steven, it's because of Hard Knocks. It's because of YouTube highlights. It's because of fantasy football. It's because of the headline-grabbing media that we're all fucking consuming nowadays, and people don't have 3 seconds to actually read articles and read the substance of it. They just see the headlines. So, Hard Knocks, Zach Wilson, highlights, he's great. Oh, this guy, Alabama, he's a receiver from Bama. I watched 3 minutes of YouTube highlights, and I want to fucking defend him to the death because of a subject I know 1% about, and that covers 99% of topics in America. Maybe not other countries. And I'm sorry, I'm getting to other shit right now. But we are fucking stupid motherfuckers. So many people are fucking stupid talking about stuff that they have no idea about. Nothing. And there's times where I feel like I watch film. There's times I'll refer to reads, to coverages, and I'll say, listen, this is what I think it is, but there's a chance it's this or it's this. Because I'm not Bill Belichick. You know, I have an idea of what this is. I could say what I think it is. But it could have been a completely different coverage based on how they react to it in their defense. It could look like cover 2 and be fucking quarters. So, like, just the talking of the speaking out on topics that people have no idea about. I know that's probably 95% of the people I'm talking to, so I'm kind of calling people out, but it frustrates the fucking shit out of me. And for those people to tell me, quit your bullshit, root for Zach Wilson after I've broken down every single one of his plays he's ever played in the NFL, you can't tell me that. You can't, because I've watched it. What's up, Murdog? Watching Aaron shake his head toward the shot. Yeah, dude. And like that, and like hearing the players, hearing Garrett Wilson come out and say like he, what did he say? Like he walked up or Garrett walked up to Aaron Rodgers like, sorry, kid. Like, it sucks. Garrett Wilson's a competitive guy. And like, I know Garrett's the good guy now and all that stuff. Garrett Wilson was pretty fucking fiery last year when he wasn't getting the ball. And now he's a bona fide stud. He's going to get frustrated again unless Zach Wilson again turns some magical corner. That's almost never been done in NFL history, which we're now hoping for. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for the defense. I feel bad for the running backs. Brees Hall. And like I don't really give two fucks about Dalvin Cook, but Dalvin Cook now on a 1-year deal, he knows the boxes are going to be stacked, and his yards per carry just went from 4.5 to 3.5. Now he gets less money. Like you're affecting guys millions of dollars on this team because of this. Literally millions are being lost by some players potentially. Dude, yeah, I've been numb, like legitimately numb. Like for me to not be able to turn on the film for a couple of days was weird. It was really weird. I didn't want to do it. I recorded like 20 plays. Maybe I'll do one in the morning, like a quick 20-play one for like the highlights of the game. But I don't want to do film. I don't want to do film for the rest of the season. I don't want to break down Zach once. I really don't. Like I'll watch, but I really don't want to do it. I'll do it because I kind of have obligations now, but I don't want to. What's wrong with running a lot of 12 and 13 personnel and plays smash mouth? Okay. Because this is the argument I've heard a lot. And this is no offense to anybody. This is the first time I've seen it. We did this last year. It didn't work. Why are we suddenly thinking of this and saying now it's going to work? It didn't work last year. Why is it going to work now? Because Ruckert improved? You know, like it didn't work last year. Like that's what everybody's been saying. Oh, run 12 and 13 and run the ball. It's going to be very, very, very hard to run the ball when there's 8 and 9 guys in the box, just like there was last year. So do not give me this. Do not do that. You need to be able to pass the ball. You have to in the NFL. It's not 1960. Sean Johnson, this is our year. Claim gotta stop. We need to learn how to be humble for real, and allow the work to be. What? Like what does that even mean, Sean? What? We had to be humble for real? What the fuck are we talking about? We've been humble. We've been down in the dumps and fucking kicked in the teeth for 20 years. We're supposed to just accept being excited and it taken away from us in fucking 2 seconds? Be humble? We haven't won anything. What are we being humble about? What does that even mean? I'm going to get there. I'm sorry. I'm going to get nasty with some comments today, I think. Tight ends down the middle, it seems. Yeah, okay. And if Zach Wilson can hit him, anything can happen. I can win the lottery. You know, fucking Carmel Electric can walk in here right now and put this red couch to use. It's not going to fucking happen. It could. Hey, anything could happen. She's not walking through the door. Come back next year, maybe. Maybe. Me, personally, now I'm expecting, even if he comes back, all the highlights, all the fucking one jet drive shit, whatever, I need a seat on the field for games and games and games and games and games. I am not going to buy into the hype. I'm not. Because he can come out there and suck. Like, not suck, but he could be 30% of Aaron Rodgers. Like, guys don't recover from Achilles tears at 30 years old. He's trying to do it at 40, and I get he's not an NBA athlete. He's not a running back. He's not a receiver. It's going to affect him. Unless he does that stem cell shit. And this is not a fucking joke. It's never going to happen. It never would. But I said that, obviously my wife, you guys know, she's popping in a couple of months. I will donate her placenta. Give her all the stem cells. Starred. Oh, sorry, I didn't see these. DFF 1, 2, 3, 4. I like every Jet, even Zach. Go Salah. Right on, brother. Me too. Thank you. Buffalo Jet fan. I came close to crying, bro. And the funny thing about that, Buffalo Jet fan, and I don't give a fuck. And like I think you're actually not joking. And like it'll make me sound like a complete bitch. If I wanted to, I could. I can cry right fucking now if I wanted to. When I was walking to see him, I could have cried. When I was driving or getting driven home, I could have cried. That night I couldn't sleep. The next night I couldn't sleep. And that sounds fucking ridiculous because it's a bunch of grown men playing football who don't give a fuck about who I am, who don't even know who I am. And their result of their games don't affect my day-to-day life. But I don't give a fuck. It matters to me. And like for the people who say that, like, oh, it doesn't actually matter, then I don't want to hear you talk about a TV show. I don't want to hear you talk about the fucking weather. I don't want to hear you talk about anything other than life or death situations or actual physical pain, hunger, you're cold, you're hot, nothing, anything other than that. You shouldn't fucking care about anything then. So for that, oh, it's just a game. Oh, well, you care about watching fucking Pretty Little Liars and Bachelor. I'm talking about my wife, Bachelor and all this shit, but I can't care about football? Fuck. The better the defense in the run game, and this next part too is it sucks, and the result is good of the game, right? Like we won, but it almost makes it hurt more, right? Because like you know how close we are. The defense is there. They're a bunch of fucking studs. Brees Hall, stud. Garrett Wilson, stud. The quarterback is the missing piece, and When is the next time we're going to be in this situation? And sans next year if it happens. Let's say post Aaron Rodgers era, whatever the rest of that is. When's the next time we're going to be in a situation where you have this good of a team with this low of contracts, with a quarterback coming and taking a reduced contract? When is it going to happen again? Realistically, 40 years, 30 years, 20 years, 10? I can't wait 10. And I know it's going to be triple that. We're not drafting another Sauce Gardner, Breece Hall, Jermaine Johnson, Garrett Wilson, ABT, and back-to-back drafts. It's not fucking happening. It's happened like, was it 3 times in the NFL where they had offensive and defensive rookie of the years? It was like the Lions in 67, the Saints in 17, right? And then us. It could happen, but dude, like it hurts so bad that we are so close and just nope, not anymore. Now you have to be glad if you fucking scrape by the skin of your balls and make the playoffs, get eliminated in the first round. Again, I'm not trying to be negative, but let's be realistic for a second. I get we're fans and we're supposed to be all positive and shit. I'm gonna be real with you guys. The more brutal it is because they really brutal. I appreciate you, Buffalo Jet fan. And I'm almost jealous of you because I know you started within a year, right? Or a year or so. You didn't have to do Gase, the end of bowls, all that shit. Oh my God, dude. And like this is me talking as like a 30-year-old who's only been doing this shit for a couple of years. Like imagine the guys like my dad's not a football fan really. But like my uncle basically, I go to football games with, like he's been watching this team for fucking 60 years. Like he wants that ring so goddamn bad. We deserve it. We deserve it. You do. So in terms of like you being like, oh, I could cry. Fuck yeah, I could cry. I could cry right now if I wanted to. I could force it out easily. If I just squeeze my eyes together really right now, I can cry. I don't give a fuck. God, it is so frustrating. And this is me 4 days later, 3 days later. I can't. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what you guys are saying. I'm sorry. I have been behind in the chat, obviously. I'm not gonna, and like some of the times, like if you see me on Twitter or whatever, like I don't respond to people. Buffalo Jets fans be better at this, by the way, of not responding to people. Sometimes people respond to me. I'm just like, why? I'm not gonna waste my time. I'm not gonna waste 15 tweets, me getting angry, having to formulate my tweets for you to just not ever change your opinion. Like same shit with the YouTube stuff. I know there'll be a comment below this one. All right, let's see. Couldn't describe it any better. I don't know what I described. I just went on a stupid fucking rant for 15 minutes. Like my first year season tickets was Tebow. It was Tebow, the butt fumble. It's always be different. It's different. It's different. It's a different Jets team. It is, 100%. I have hope. There's guys I want to see play well. You have Q, you have Sauce, you have Garrett Wilson, you have all these guys. At the end of the day, if you don't have a quarterback, it doesn't fucking matter. Aaron Rodgers is bad luck, but not getting a legitimate backup is inexcusable. Help me understand why I saw. Dude, I think there's a pride thing at this point, and also with this offense, like you hear about how complicated it is with all the hand checks and all that shit. So like it's a complicated offense as well. So, I think the right thing for them to do is to say, and it's not even righting or wrong, NJZ, right? Like you could take the back road here, and you could say, if they ask you about your confidence in Wilson, you could say, yeah, we're confident in Zach Wilson, but we wanted a veteran backup just in case. And now, yeah, you're shitting on Tim Boyle, but fuck Tim Boyle. I'm going to fuck on Tim Boyle. Fuck him. So bring in Teddy Bridgewater. You tell Bridgewater, or you tell the media, or Bridgewater doesn't even matter if you're trading for him. You tell the media and Zach Wilson, hey, Zach, this is your chance. This is your chance. You have not specific amount of weeks. You have 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks to prove this shit. If you suck balls, we are making a change because we built too good of a fucking roster to have you suck ass. Right? Like you can't waste a year on this. Try to make the playoffs. And I get it's nothing. I'll feel 20% of the excitement I would have felt if we made the playoffs with Rodgers, but do it. Do it for Garrett Wilson. Do it for those guys. Make the playoffs. Bring in Jacoby Brissett. Bring in somebody. Because if the shit hits the floor like last year, where it's the Jaguars game, the Lions game, the Pats game all over again, a lot of people are saying, oh, fucking Zach Wilson, support him, are going to be booing him like they did. They're so flippy-floppy. There's a reason he was benched last year for Joe Flacco. And Hard Knocks highlights in a couple of preseason games and some decent reps this game is not going to change my mind. Like, right, Yoshi. The thing I'm gonna miss the most is having a competent offense. Like just like listen to how like I can just tell you're a torn up Jets fans. You're torn. You're torn up. Competent. We're not even talking about top 10. We're not talking about good. Competent. We want like during that game when it was 13-3, dude. I was just sitting back in my chair, couldn't give two fucks less. I really couldn't. I was so distraught. I'm like 10 points feels like 20. 20 points feels like 40. You know, whatever. Like there was in my mind we had no chance at 13-3. Am I a bad fan? Sure. Fuck me. I don't care. I thought we had no chance. How many games was the win? 13-10 this year. Competency. I want competency. We haven't had a competent offense since 2015. It's been 8 years of not even competency. And more so than competency, absolute abysmal, just shit play we've watched. So, it's supposed to be different. Did not. It's not different. Not different. Because God is a sick son of a bitch. Don't use his name in vain. I'll get one of those comments. Well, you'd suck my ass. Joe, why do we constantly get kicked in the nuts by the football gods? It's dude, like at the end of the day, it sucks, right? This is gonna make you a better person, the sneaker boots. It's gonna make you a better person. You have better patience. You're gonna be numb to shit. So like now when shit happens to me in real life, like fucking somebody walks by, they get shot in front of my face. I'm like, yeah, you know, it's life. People die. Shit sucks. Yep. Car crash. Yeah. Sucks. Football, yeah, sucks. Like, that's just whatever. I'm just fucking numb to everything. It helps you. If your life sucks, you just numb to everything now. Well, obviously, my life doesn't suck. You know, I fucking actually fantastic life. But still, it builds character. It fucking builds a lot of character. I don't give a shit about pretty much anything. So I'm very, very calm for the most part. Just not football. We're not allowed to have an offense till Namath croaks. Dude, if it's time, it's time. Listen, fucking, I'll be one of his pallbearers at that point. Jesus, dude. It's something. It's something. People couldn't wait for us to lose, and now they're rejoicing that he's done for the year. Yeah, dude. Like some of the fans out there, and I'm not going to get into it. I got into a whole rant the other day about Brian Costello. That I'm not going to use his name because I don't know his name, and again, I apologize for cursing, but that fat fuck from WFN, whoever knows what I'm talking about, just absolute piece of shit. And that's something that people would say, like, oh, you would say it to his face. I would say it to his face. I 100% would say it to his face. Because I don't give, like, who is, it's Sean something, but what an absolute dirtbag that guy is. Dirtbag. And for all the people, like, all the, like, I know there's a Packers bar out there who was like rooting for the Jets to lose or whatever. And there's like cheers from the Jets when Rodgers went down, and there's like people clowning the Jets and all that shit. Fucking terrible, dude. Like, what did Jets fans do to people? It's just like we've been in the little brother for so long. So the moment we start puffing our chest out, people want to like knock us back down. What the fuck? Yeah. Negative but true in my opinion. I don't know if that's me or not. Probably. I think that's probably my. Imagine Rodgers plays. Yeah, but Cam Akers, has he looked even the same, remotely the same since then? Right? And Cam Akers is 25. Rodgers is 40. You know, so Zach personality. It's so like I actually disagree with this one. Like Sean Def, I actually really disagree with this one. I think he's actually really big. Like he's a big competitor. He just gets in his head. He just lets things snowball. He lets that moment get in, like get to him. And like I remember specifically before this game, like I was legitimately thinking, I haven't really thought about this before, but like how nervous those players must be at times, like going out there for their first game in that environment, all that stuff. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of pressure on Zach Wilson. And he's not done well, but it's not for lack of competitiveness. That's definitely not it. Beloved peace. Were you shaking your head when you were because like, yeah, cool. Like, yeah, it's great. It's great for off-season content. Now I could watch another 20 guys in the first round of the draft, but like, cool. The thing that kind of sucks is we're not going to be good enough. We're not going to be good enough to make the playoffs, most likely, or win the Super Bowl. Let's say we make the playoffs, whatever. We're definitely not going to be bad enough to get a top 5, top 10 pick. So we're trading up to 2 from 17, from 16, from 15. Good luck. especially if Drake May. I know I don't know how well he's done last week, but I heard he wasn't doing so well to start off. But what if Drake May sucks ass and then it's just homeboy, whatever the fuck his name is. No, Drake May's the other one, right? There's Caleb Williams. It's just Caleb Williams there. You're not getting up there. That first round pick should be used on an offensive lineman or receiver at this point, if he's coming back. If what's his name? Rodgers coming back. Jets fans experienced every human emotion could in the span of 4 hours to the 10th. 4 hours, yeah. Really 3. It's just like coming into the stadium, so excited, leaving the tailgate at 7, seeing every single ass in that seat filled. Every single third down, people stood up. I didn't get even looked at once for standing up on third down for the first third down, and then the last third downs. Like that stadium was amazing, and it's from a lot of years of going to games and having the stadium 70% Jets fan. Actually, not even really, almost like 60-40, and 50% of its capacity at times. Going from that to just getting a taste of what it could be like, to most likely going back to the bullshit hurts, man. It hurts. Because let's be real. I'll go to all the games. There is no way that stadium's going to be sold out unless it's by other fans. That stadium was 90% Jets fans. I thought before the game, a good number would be 75% Jets fans, 25% Bills fans. And that was my highest expectation. Jets fans blew me out of the water. It was 90-10. All Jets fans. I barely saw Bills fans there. None of them. And it's fucking fantastic. At our tailgate, every time a Bills fan walked by, we booed them, and everybody else booed them. It's never gonna be like that again. I'm sorry, it's not. I'm just being realistic. I haven't seen it once in 10 years. Now suddenly it's gonna be like that again after Rodgers goes down. Until we have another legit quarterback, it's not gonna be like that again. Just not, and that sucks because that's my favorite part is the game day environment, going to stadiums, making it loud, making teams get false starts, offsides, all this shit because the stadium's so loud. It's not happening this year. Unless there's some big play, it'll sound loud. Not like it was the other day. It was deafening. Deafening. It was awesome. Maybe we should get an actual left tackle in the offseason. Yeah, so Dwayne Brown was not good. That play was not on Dwayne Brown. It was by the play design. That was on Rodgers. 100% on Rodgers. Also, something else with the offensive line. People talk about Zach Wilson, that play retreating. That was not that bad of a play by Zach Wilson. Can we cut the bullshit? There are times where Zach Wilson backpedals, but the whole, Zach Wilson backpedaled 20 yards. He did that because it was a screen pass. I think he looked to his right. I forget exactly what was happening, but typically with screen passes, you're going to retreat a little bit because your offensive linemen are giving pretty much free run to the defensive linemen, so you have to backpedal to get the ball off. He backpedaled to get the ball off. He realized, oh shit, my screen is covered. And by the time he was backing up to get the screen off, he looked to his right, and there was a defender who was already, underneath of him, so he couldn't have stepped up in the pocket. If he stepped up in the pocket, he's stepping right under pressure. So instead, he ran around him. So cut the bullshit. That was not that bad of a play by Zach Wilson. That's not you, Alex. I'm just saying people in general. Oh, you got to stop doing it. Do you even know what fucking happened? Because you're talking about it like you do. And it's right there. It's not like it didn't take any film expertise breakdown to know that shit. It was a screen. He was looking at the screen. It wasn't there. He had to continue to backpedal. Trust me, I will trash Zach Wilson. Not for that one. I feel like, yeah, Rodgers was nervous. He was hesitant. Whatever it was, the nerves get to him. It 100% can happen. He's not Matty Ice. He doesn't have no emotions. You're walking out with you're running out the American flag to 78,000 screaming Jets fans who have had no hope in years, and every ounce of their hope is pinned on you. Yeah, I'd be nervous. Fuck yeah. Every single one of us would be nervous, regardless of how much they make. Nerves is a human emotion that's not going to be, dissipated by fucking money. Now, obviously, by experiences in those moments, it'll obviously somewhat dissipate, but he's definitely nervous. He needed to throw that ball. Garrett Wilson was open. The crown for the most tortured fan base. Yeah, there's ones we compare ourselves to, right? The Browns, all this shit. Nothing like this. I've never seen anything like this. There's never been a year where the Browns got Tom Brady and then he tore his Achilles. There's never been a year where, I don't know, fucking whatever, the New York Knicks, how shitty they are. We all know that. There's never a year they got LeBron. It's like the Knicks getting fucking Kevin Durant and then him tearing his Achilles. Or it's like them getting, well, it's not like Giannis because Giannis is, younger, but getting Giannis and him tearing his shit this offseason. It's like, what the fuck? I've never seen that, ever. Appreciate you, Christian. Because we are, I don't know that. Maybe I'm just an idiot. I don't know that. I'm not even trying to pronounce that word. I've never seen it. Masochist? I don't know. Slow-mo guy, hate this shit. I'm not even a fan. I'm not even from NY, so I actually had the choice of any team to cheer for. I don't know why I chose the Jets. Yeah, I'd be interested to hear why. I almost had a choice, kind of. My family's not really big football fans. My dad's a Giants fan, a bullshit Giants fan. So I wasn't really a football fan. And then my buddy took me to a Jets game, and then another Jets game, and another Jets game. So I blame my dad. So I could have been a Giants fan. And at the end of the day, if I was a Giants fan, at least I would have saw too. I would have appreciated them though, because like even in the Jets 2010 year, like I was a big fan. Nothing like now. Nothing like now. Honestly, still think we could still get 9 wins. Sure, we could. But Sean, if you had to bet all your money in your bank account on that, how much would you realistically bet? And be realistic. Don't pump me with the bullshit. I don't want any bullshit from anybody today. This is a no bullshit show, especially not tonight. We went from the highest of high with him coming out of the flag to the lowest of lows. Yeah, man. Rough. And this is almost fucked up to say. I've had family members die, and I have not been this fucked up about it. I'm just being honest. I was sad for a day or 2 or 3. Or sometimes when I hear their voice or see their picture, just fuck me up. Like, fuck me up. Jets win 13-10. Zach Wilson throws a TD pass to Conklin. Hey, your lips to God's ears, man. I would love. Hey, at least the pressure's off of us. We don't have to feel nerves this year, really. Now I'm just going to go in numb and just say, if we win, we win. That's not real. That's not true. I'll be fucking jumping up and down and shit. But you know what it is. Fuck anyone that says we shouldn't mope about this. Now, yeah, and like again, Brandon Thierry coming out there like we can't mope. We have to pick ourselves up by the bootstraps. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. We can't mourn a loss of a quarterback. Like the next day we have to be, it's fine. We're gonna root for the guy who we rooted for last year who sucked ass and disappointed us. Let's do it again. Because that's what fans are, being blind to the facts. Let's all be blind together. Like, you might as well have said that. Idiot. WFAN is the worst. The worst. All of them. I don't give a fuck if they promoted JetX. Not me. I'm not going to retweet their shit. God, what a joke. They all are. Please, if you guys listen to that shit, just tell me why. I legitimately want to know why. I don't know. I don't get it. There's so many better shit to listen to. No matter if it's film, if you like arguments, if you like guys who are nice, if you like guys who are overly optimistic, if you like guys who are overly negative, Jets YouTube has it all. There's plenty of guys who are overly positive or hot takey or whatever. Go fucking find them. Don't do it to WFAN. Do not listen to their bullshit. God. Seeing those guys, like, their shit retweeted by people that I know. Like, why do you retweet their shit? Why? Why? Let's be real, why? Because they want to be friends with those people. They want those people to follow them. They want to then interact with those people. Those people then want to get on WFAN. Those people then want to get more followers and interactions with those people to hope that their followers follow them. I get the fucking game. I get it. I know what people do. If you see people who are tagging WFAN all the time, ESPN, players, all this shit, they're trying to get retweets for likes and for follows. So it's the whole fucking facade. Don't be fake. So many people are fake. Matt Ryan would not be dope. He sucks. Would love to trade for Kirk Cousins. What is his contract? And then, like, even on top of that, how long is it taking to learn the offense? And then with that, do we have the money? We have like $9 million apparently in cap space. And then what happens if you're not? Are you trading for him then to let him go for Rodgers next year? Like, Kirk Cousins is probably is not realistic. We have to be more realistic about our options, in my opinion. Maybe trade deadline, but then at that point, it's too late. It's too late for me at the trade deadline. You have to do it like now. I don't get why they haven't done it yet. I really don't. And again, I like Douglas. There's 95% things I agree with, but I've been saying it for months. Now receiver 2/3. It's been a problem. It's still a problem to me. We saw Lazard fighting himself on that one play to catch that ball from Zach Wilson. That was a really nice throw. It was one of the worst catches I've ever seen, but he caught it, thank God. The whole thing with Douglas about bringing in a rookie OC, a rookie head coach, or a rookie quarterback with no good tight ends on a system that likes to use their tight ends as like a safety valve. Didn't understand that. The whole backup quarterback, this thing, we bitched about it for months. That people were saying we were being stupid about it. And I was saying just for a quarter or two that we needed that backup quarterback. Now it's for the next 17 weeks. We need a backup quarterback. But no, it's okay. If Zach Wilson sucks again, whatever, we have Tim Boyle. He's fine. Teddy Bridgewater was signed for like $3.5 million. And people say, oh, he sucks. Well, guess what? He sucks a lot less than Zach Wilson sucks, at least at this point. So, like, why I don't get that. Like, we have to understand levels of suck. We have to understand levels of average. We have to understand levels of good. We have to understand levels of great. Just because Bridgewater is a backup quarterback doesn't mean that he's the same level as Zach Wilson because he's a backup quarterback. We'd all take Teddy Bridgewater. Right now, life or death, 84 out of 84 people in this chat would take Teddy Bridgewater over Zach Wilson. I guarantee it. If it actually came down to it, you would. And if not, you're lying to yourself because you're a Jets fan. We could have signed him. He could have been here. And that's not the savior, but it would have been something. Ride out Zach Wilson. Let him fail. Okay, let him fail. But I don't want Tim Boyle if he fails. Unless you're just so blind you think he could fail or that he's not going to fail, but then you're an idiot. Not saying that he could not fail, but to say that he's 100% going to succeed, you're hoping for a historic turnaround at this point. While DeAndre Swift runs in for almost a touchdown. Fuck the Eagles. I want every single good team to lose. I want every good fan base to be tortured. I want the Eagles to lose. I want everybody to lose. Fuck the Eagles. Let's go Vikings. That's right. You were the first person I've seen talk about bringing a backup quarterback. Let's hope it doesn't cost them their jobs. They'll be here. They'll be here. There's no way. Woody's bought into it all so much with the chain, with buying the Woody chain. Douglas deserves it, and even Salah, dude. Listen. He's not the best X's and O's coach, but a lot of guys are not the best X's and O's coach. There's plenty of coaches out there who are just rah-rah guys, who are just overseers. Look at Harbaugh. He's just a special teams coordinator. I don't know how much he has involvement in the offense and defensive game plans, but you could be a good coach without being an X's and O's guys or guys. So I think Salah's going to be here for quite a bit, and I think Joe Douglas is going to be here for quite a bit. When's the next time we're going to have the players we do right now on rookie contracts with Aaron Rodgers as quarterback? Aaron Rodgers level or type of quarterback. Then the problem is, okay, listen, again, I'm just being completely transparent in my thought process. We got a comment before that says, okay, well, what if we draft the quarterback this year? Sure, you draft the quarterback this year, and by the time he's legitimately ready to go and win a Super Bowl, you're paying Sauce, you're paying Wilson, you're paying Garrett Wilson, you're paying ABT, you're paying Brees. You're not going to be able to fit random guys in or like solid players in there like we have right now. Like when you have to pay Sauce on all these guys, you think DJ Reed's going to be here? You think Conklin's going to be here? You think all those guys are going to be there? No. Like we were in a fantastic spot with the roster that we might not be in for quite a long time. Because even 2010, we were in a good spot with the roster. That roster was much older with a lot of backloaded contracts. It was not like this team. And that was a thought I had actually going into the game or prior to the game was this team versus 2010's team. I'm taking 2023 Jets over 2010 Jets all day, every day. And you know what was my reason? The fucking quarterback. That's what matters. Joe, did you catch one Jet drive? Rodgers looked like he wanted to cry when he realized how bad it was. Yeah, we all did. I didn't catch it. I guess it came out like 2 hours ago. No, I was at a bar and then honestly, I went into, actually, you want to know how my day kind of went? So I landed, I went to just like a random brewery, pretty good brewery, Voodoo Brewery. And then I went to, a guy told me to go to, it was called, like something Creek, let's just say it's not called Mountain Creek, but he said, oh, go to Mountain Creek Barbecue for good barbecue. And then my stupid ass typed in something, and then I went to Twin Creek instead of something else that sounded like Creek. And I walked in, it was basically like Hooters. I was like, "Fuck, dude! Like this is not the worst thing in the world, but I want to be like a good barbecue spot." Then I go to a barbecue spot, and it's like a shitty cafeteria type food like place that it's not even like that good of barbecue. I was like, "Fuck, dude!" And then after that, I walked into a bar and it's like, I look at all these reviews, great bar, lively, all this stuff. I'm like, cool. Like, I'll just go, shoot the shit a little bit, be in my own headspace, whatever. Maybe talk to the bartender. I walk in there. There's 2 people. They're both playing pool and they're both like waiters. I was just doing it by myself. I was like, fuck this, dude. I'm leaving. And then I came here. I got a 12-pack and I was like, I'm gonna have a couple of beers. And I sat in this chair. I'm just like fucking falling asleep watching football. So I'm not gonna force myself to drink. So no, I didn't catch one jet drive. Okay. Let's see. Teddy Bridgewater. Sure. Sure. Okay. Why are the Lions going to trade him now? I feel bad for Garrett Wilson. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Like he knows. He knows he was potentially just going to be a guy who's going to be 1,600 yards potentially to a guy who is going to have maybe 11, 12, maybe 13 at best. Like, yeah, it hurts. And those guys want to win, dude. Like, there's a lot of players in the NFL who are there for the money. And obviously a lot of them are, whatever, or partially for the money. This team is legitimately built with a bunch of good guys who are ultimate competitors who actually want to win. The Garrett Wilsons, the Sauce, the guys, they're not going out and getting fucked up and tweeting stupid shit and all this. Like, they are legitimately good guys who you want to root for. And their chances just got ripped away from them too. And they're competitors and they're gonna try to do everything they can. Like people have said, you never know. Yeah, you never know. So they'll take a shot, but they know. They're not stupid. There's a reason they were wearing Mike White shirts and not supporting Zach Wilson last year. So, Woody Johnson didn't want to pay for turf, and now it's mandatory. It'll always profit over. Like they changed the turf, right? So is it just the turf? And with that being said, didn't Brees tear his ACL on grass last year? Right, Denver's grass, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I think Denver's grass. AVT hurt himself. Well, he hurt his, whatever. It's like, yeah, sometimes there's correlation. I don't think it was a turf thing. It didn't look like his foot got stuck because of the turf. It just looked like his momentum was forward. He planted his back. He planted his back foot to try to almost push himself through contact. But when he pushed himself through contact, the defender was going on his back, so he shifted his weight forward, which extended his leg fully out. And then his heel was up, but then the weight from the defender made his heel touch the ground, but his leg was overextended, and his heel wasn't still able. His heel wasn't supposed to be able to touch the ground. So basically, say you have 2 feet of space between your Achilles and your top of your leg, wherever the fuck it is. It extended it another 6 inches, and the Achilles said, "Nope, fuck that, I'm out." That's what happened, at least in my mind. So Dak went 13 and 24 against the Giants secondary that would struggle against the Pac-12 team. Dude, I don't not have faith that we can beat the Cowboys. We beat them with Sam Darnold a couple of years ago, right? This defense will give us the chance to be in any game if we're able to, control the ball on the ground and stuff. But it's just, are we going to win 13-10, 16-10? How are they going to let Zach Wilson air it out? Because the one drive after the fumble by Josh Allen, it went run. It was negative 3-yard run to Cook, a negative or a 1-yard run to Cook, and then another run to Michael Carter. So you can't do this half in, half out bullshit with Zach Wilson. You gotta let him fail. You got to let him throw the ball. I'm not saying to be reckless, but you got to let him throw the ball. He can't have one attempt of 10-plus yards a game and all this bullshit. You can't have 20 for 30 that game with 7 yards. We can't be doing that bullshit anymore because everybody stacked the box last year, and guess what the Cowboys are doing? And guess what Trayvon Diggs is doing? They're blitzing the shit out of us. They're stacking the box, and he's going to take chances. John, I'm a Jets fan who grew up on Long Island, now lives in Austin. Do I make the trip to Dallas this weekend? Almost feel like I owe it to Salah for getting the win Monday. That's you, man. How much money do you have? How comfortable are you with it? I don't know. I'm still here. I'll be there. I think I don't know if it's tomorrow or the day after. I don't know if any of you are, or obviously you are from Texas. I think I'm going to what is it called? I think I'm going to Stockyards. Apparently, it's a really good spot, and I'm going to. I don't know if it's tomorrow or the next day, but yeah, fuck it. Why not, John? Come down. Let's all be in misery together. And the thing I was worrying about coming to Dallas, their fans are a little bit of pompous assholes, At least the ones I ran into, I was like, it's probably not the best stadium. You know, probably be a little bit more quiet. Might get into a fight, or people might try to fight us, which I can't do, obviously. Now I don't. Now I don't. People are like, poor Jets fans. You know. Then maybe if we beat them, they'll be really fucking mad. I don't know. The 49ers are a Super Bowl contender with Brock Purdy. They also have Shanahan. They also have a really good defense. They also been there before. They have a track record of doing it. And just because they can do it in the NFC doesn't mean they can do it in the AFC. You put the Niners in the AFC and see what happens. In terms of their Super Bowl odds. They're not beating the Chiefs. They're not beating the Bengals. I don't think. It's possible, sure. What are the chances? I know we're with the 49ers. If you gave us Brock Purdy, do you think we're winning it? Or do you think that has something to do with the 49ers? Chris, I'm legitimately asking. Yeah, it's happened. It's happened. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Are we the 2000 Ravens? Is it 2000 anymore? Or do you need to pass a little bit? You know? And yeah. I don't know. Yeah, we were also, I guess, a Super Bowl contender with Mark Sanchez. It's possible. Sure. Joe, you're killing Hawk right now. I can see him gasping for air. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but Hawk, I'm sorry if I'm killing you. Oh, because I think you're more of a Zach Wilson guy. I'm getting blasted for saying we're a 7-win team and not drinking the Zach Wilson Kool-Aid. Don't raw power. Don't do it. Let him prove it to you first. This is what we need to do as fans. We need to prove it. We need to see people prove it before we buy into anything. Actually take snaps, play, do all this shit before anything. I don't know. The slightest glimmer of hope is that we can get Zach, the Zach against Miami last year with Brees and sneakers to boots. I love you. He did not play that well in that game. He had like 160 yards and like 60 of them came on a wide open wheel route to Brees Hall. He didn't do anything. Like that game, I was like, oh my God, this is great. You know, so. Jealous Beanbag, do you think the throwback jerseys are going to be the primary jerseys? Yeah, I do. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but it's like one of the videos that came out about their like locker room. It has the old Jets logo on the floor, so I doubt they changed that from game to game. And you've seen the Jets logo, the old school Jets swoosh logo around the building. I think it's going to happen. I do. Tank for Caver really about doing that. So, you're listening and not you're whistling and not listening to him because he's being ridiculous. Okay. What did like Hawk? He literally got benched for Joe Flacco and Mike White last year. Tell us why to buy in. Like what, you're pulling it out of your ass. Why was he not this guy last year? He's just going to magically turn into a new guy. And I get it. There is hope. I do have 10% more hope than I did before the start of the summer because of Aaron Rodgers, because I've seen him more comfortable in the pocket, because I see him hitting checkdowns. But that's a 5% sample size of the 100% I've seen of him. I watched I watched 2 years of him at BYU. I watched every single snap of him. So for me to just suddenly say, hey, guys, it's all going to be great, I'll be lying to you. And I think you're lying to yourself. He sucked. He got benched for Joe Flacco, who is currently unemployed. And we're supposed to just have faith? Why? Tell me why. Why am I not supposed to be negative about Zach Wilson? I'm not saying I won't root for him. I'm going to cheer for him. I'm going to clap when he does well. I hope he comes out. I hope he's better than Aaron Rodgers. I hope he wins 6 Super Bowls with the Jets. But why am I supposed to buy in? For what reason? Because clearly the Jets didn't last year. They knew they were a piece missing or a quarterback away. If Zach Wilson was so good, why were they a quarterback away? Why did they get Rodgers? So why are you sitting here and saying, oh, he's being ridiculous? We're right back where we were last year. 7-win team, 8-win team, 9-win team. You're ridiculous. You're saying almost the same team is just going to suddenly become a Super Bowl contender because of Aaron Rodgers' magic fucking dust. If magic dust just worked on people and player recommendations worked, then Adam Gase would still be here because Peyton Manning thought he was good. Wait until shit really starts happening to Zach Wilson. He encounters some adversity. He loses a couple of games. Still winning the division 100%. Okay. So like that, I can't. Good for you, Hawk. I cannot do that. I cannot just blindly buy into the same team as last year and say we're going to win the division. So we didn't last year. We came in fourth, not third, not second, fourth, and that's fourth with losing the last 6-7 games of the year. Yeah, we won this game. Great. It was one game. We beat the Bills last year too, and then we got fucking shut out versus New England. We couldn't even score a point, or was it 3 points? Did we score 3 or was it 0? I forget. I don't even care. 3 points versus New England. 10 points versus the Lions. Benched for Strevler. He literally can't throw a 10-yard pass. Strevler. He got put over Zach Wilson, and now I'm supposed to buy in because of Hard Knocks. That's why. Because of highlights. I'm being ridiculous. Good thing you're not talking Hawks. I'll be whistling too. Fuck, dude. Yes, Zach Wilson is Tom Brady because of the same completion percentage. Leaps, the mental leaps we're taking. You're good with X and O's, however, in regard to the loss of AR, you come across as only angry. Fuck yes, I'm angry. And? What am I supposed to be? Optimistic? Yes, I'm angry. Remember, sad? Hopefully the team wins a la Trent Dilfer instead of the Madden plug-and-play you suggest. The Madden plug-and-play you suggest. There have been teams who have traded for quarterbacks during the season, and they've played. There's teams who signed quarterbacks the week of the game, right? Didn't Baker Mayfield get traded from the Browns to the Rams and play like that week? So it's not just Madden plug-and-play that you suggest. It's fucking happened before. So unless real life is Madden too, then eat a dick, because you're wrong, because it's happened. So it's not Madden plug and play. Hopefully the team can win like Trent Dilfer did with an elite defense in the year 2000. It's 2023. Hopefully. Hope. Yeah, you hope, Billy. That's going to do you a lot. Like, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be realistic, right? The anger comes from me wanting to win a Super Bowl. The anger does not come from this team sucks, Joe Douglas sucks, Saleh sucks, Sauce Gardner sucks, Garrett Wilson sucks. That's not where it originates from. And if that's how you're taking it, that's on you. I still think this team could be a playoff team. I thought last year they could be a playoff team. There's a chance of it happening, but my hope was for the Super Bowl. The playoffs would be nice. Sure, the anger comes from me wanting to win a Super Bowl. The team doesn't suck. The quarterback sucks. And the funny thing is, like, I'm staying on a fucking pedestal now, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope I am. 99% of us thought a couple of weeks ago that he was not very good. Now, because he's a starter, again, blind faith because of nothing. So when we're all here again in a couple of weeks, most likely, bitching, you guys won't tell me I told you so, because you guys won't say anything. I don't remember who said what. I'll remember Hawk. I know Hawk, but Hawk was also defending Zach Wilson when he sucked ass last year, so now it's not nothing different. I expect it from Hawk. And I like Hawk, but that was just like, come on, dude. Who is being positive about Zach Wilson right now? Oh, yeah, I think he's really changed. He's been just as good as Aaron Rodgers. And even if he doesn't improve, he's not Aaron Rodgers. He's definitely not Aaron Rodgers. But yes, I'm angry. Man, I'm allowed to be angry. I don't know. Fuck, you seem like you're by yourself here with the Zach Wilson stuff. Yeah, like William Justice, like. Well, I guess if you're that old, you probably saw the Super Bowl. But like, did you even appreciate the Super Bowl? You know, like I don't know. Like I can tell you when I've seen Devils win Stanley Cups, but they won their last Stanley Cup in what was that 2002 or 2003? I was like 10 years old, so I didn't appreciate it. So I don't know if when they won, you were 10 years old and you didn't appreciate it. Like I get it. That sucks. It sucks because you've seen this twice, William. And then we have people who are in here saying, "Hey, well, just buy into Ray Lucas. Just buy into him. He got you." Right? Ray Lucas had us that year in 99. He did fine. We won the Super Bowl that year, right? Fuck. It's not about not liking this team. It's not about having faith in the future ownership. It's about this year wanting to win a Super Bowl. And it's not on the table anymore. Most likely. Again, Shakira could fucking walk in here right now. It's not happening. Sorry. Okay. If I were a pro football player, I'd say fuck the 4 games suspended. Dude, yeah, sure. I don't give a fuck. Aaron Rodgers should just shoot up every possible thing into his body the next couple of months, and then by the time he gets tested, we already win the Super Bowl. He gets suspended, he retires, says, fuck you guys. Did they take our Super Bowl away? Probably not. Stem cell the shit out of that thing. I know everybody talks about stem cells. But you can't do it in fucking America for whatever reason or whatever that surgery is or whatever, but do that shit. I want a fucking IV drip of stem cells into that motherfucker, into his Achilles. I couldn't eat for 2 days after this. Yeah, like Chris, I like for me, it's I will get over it. Obviously, slowly you get over it, but I'll get over it when they win a Super Bowl. Whenever that is, that's the day I'll say, yeah, who cares about that? We won a Super Bowl now. Until that point, I will always think about this, what the season could have been. Always. And even if we do go 10-7, even if we win a wild card round and get to the divisional playoff, great. That'll be fucking awesome. I'll be so goddamn excited. It's still not a Super Bowl. So. Better not be 30 years. I'll probably be dead. Yeah, me too. Me too. You ain't being real. You pulling out your crystal ball. You not the all-knowing bro. Even Geno Smith turned around. Yeah, it just took him 7 years. You're talking about historical turnarounds. Geno was much better than Zach Wilson with the Jets, with what he was provided, and even with what he was not provided. What there's been games that Geno is like really, really impressed. Didn't he have like a perfect QBR versus the Dolphins? He had that really good game against the Falcons. Geno looked better than Zach. Sam Darnold looked better than Zach. Mark Sanchez looked better than Zach. He's been the biggest bust at a quarterback we've had in the last 10 years, the minimum. Realistically, just being very realistic with what he has done to this point. I get that this year now he's suddenly a Hall of Famer. I'm just talking about the 2 years prior. He was the biggest bust of a quarterback we've pretty much ever had. And now he's just suddenly going to change. He's going to change his ways, and now I'm suddenly looking into a crystal ball because I'm saying the Jets are probably not going to make the playoffs. Yeah, I'm looking into my crystal ball because I've fucking seen it. I saw it last year. This same exact thing. This team last year. What's changed? What's changed from last year? We had Dalvin Cook. He didn't look too good. We got rid of Rankins. We got Quentin Jefferson, and that's an upgrade. Defensive line's upgraded, but like, dude, we're as compared to a 7-win team last year, we're now going to be an 11-win team with probably a harder schedule. Yeah. I told my brother that the Jets will win a Super Bowl. It just won't be in my lifetime. Only 50 years, hopefully for you or more. God, dude. Yeah, I don't know. Never know. Listen, at the end of the day, everybody's like, oh, yeah, it's going to happen for me in the next 50 years. There's 30 teams who are saying that. 20 teams who are saying that. I don't know. Do you agree with Nani that Dak at least got better at the left? Yeah, for now, I do. But again, Zach Wilson taking the steps he did from last year to where he is now goes from a third-string quarterback to a backup quarterback, right? Like, are we confident enough with what we saw in preseason and in that game to say, okay, now you're a starter, we're confident? Because that is a very, very large leap to take. One that I don't think anybody's actually willing to do who legitimately watches. Very large leap to make. But he got better at the layups. There was at least a screen pass or two that I saw this game. Maybe not even a screen, like a flat throw, whatever, where he would have either taken a sack or, somehow fucked it up. This year, stepping into the pocket, some sidearm action, the play where he steps up in the pocket, he trips over Mekhi Becton's foot, throws the ball while falling down and still accurate. All great. It's all great. I would say I'm more impressed by him in this game than the consensus. Am I still negative? Or am I just being a realist? Like, I'm more positive than a lot of people on what Zach Wilson did. I was actually pretty impressed. The throw falling down, great. The sidearm stuff, the getting the ball out quickly, the getting the ball to your screen passes, the throw to Lazard on that one play was really nice. The other throw to Lazard on that smash concept, I think it's like a flat 7 concept, was really nice. All nice. With that being said, it was one game. He still put up like 130 yards, 140 yards, 150, 60, 70 yards, whatever it may be. We have a lot more to see. A lot more to see. What about Carson Wentz? I don't think so, man. You hear problems about like him in the locker room and stuff like that. I don't think he's their type of guy. Realistically, I think it's maybe Brissett, but really even past that, dude. Like it's gonna be like a Chad Henne. Like, it's gonna be like somebody that Hackett has been with in the past, or at least knows the system. You know, Henne. And listen, okay, Hackett went to the playoffs with Blake Bortles as his quarterback and all that stuff. Again, could it happen? Yes, it could happen. I think I'm legally obligated to say that now. Are you going to bank on that happening? Do you think having a week of practice and a game plan as a starter will help a little? Yeah, I do. It'll help a little bit. You hope that they take more shots downfield and they have more, intermediate and deep concepts that he's comfortable with. But he's still preparing. It's not going to be a massive difference. They're not going to want the ball in his hands anyway. They already showed that. They're going to be running a lot of simple concepts that are easy to diagnose. And as it's easy to diagnose for a quarterback, it's also easy to diagnose for a defense. And the running game is going to struggle at times because when you have 8 guys in the box and you can't throw, it's going to be hard. The blind faith in Wilson after this, though, is ridiculous. It's pretty wild. Again, I have hope. I wish nothing more than he proved me wrong like an asshole. I do. It's happened. I've been proven wrong before. Andrew Thomas, I was wrong on. He sucked his first year, which is what I watched. Is him sucking, and then he sucked, and then he got better with his technique. So it's kind of like I guess that's kind of a excuses me a little bit. I've been wrong. I thought I was wrong on Justin Fields at first. I don't think I am now. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I don't know what the initial point of that was. Nobody's training their backup in week 2. They will if you get enough capital. How many players has JD missed on? Is it possible that Wilson has it and he just needs time? Possible. Again, we'll bring up all the stats if I have to. He was he's historic in terms of his numbers. Historically bad in terms of his numbers the first couple of years. Is it possible? Yes. I don't know. What sucks too? Oh, dude, yeah. What sucks too has been getting bombarded by anyone who knows you. Like the Jets are saying, sorry about Rodgers and shit, knowing they don't even mean it. They're just happy to be that. Yeah, going to work and like having people send me memes or like, oh yeah, hey, sorry man, haha. Going to work on Wednesday was terrible. I took off work on Tuesday. I comped out. I was like, nope, I'm not going to work. Went to work Wednesday. Nobody actively like made fun of me because I think they know like that's too much. But just having people ask about it and people text. Like I got like 10, 12 texts. I got like Giants fans and oh my God, like arguing. Easy ones. Easy plays for Zach. Remember Fitzpatrick, competent, never felt so good? Yeah, dude. Our record's 31 touchdowns. 31. People are throwing 50 plus. Our record's 31 ever. I'm glad Joe isn't around to pump Zach up with his inspiring speech. Like Hawk, at the end of the day, you don't have to watch. You know what the channel is. You know I'm going to be honest. If you want to go watch a bunch of positive bullshit, it's out there. You know where to get it. You know it. Go watch those guys. They're positive. They'll tell you it's all great. I'm not going to lie to you, Hawk. I'm going to tell you my honest opinion. I love your analysis, Joe, but I feel like some Jets fans like you and Jake Asman, not saying you are the same. You have much more not. Okay. Do miss one major part of the team character? Do I? Like, and I'm not. And again, this is not you, Barney, because I know you're a listener or whatever, like quite often. But didn't I literally just talk about character? Was that before you said this? Because I just talked about the character of this team. I was the one arguing with Kyle saying that Uzama and his character matters more than he thinks it does. I was the one a couple of months ago who was arguing with all of you guys about Randall Cobb not being washed and saying how his character actually means something. So I know character. Character does not win you Super Bowls. It's a part of it. You need a team with character. But just because your quarterback has character doesn't mean you're going to win a Super Bowl. Oh, he's a good guy. It means he's a good quarterback. I know plenty of good guys who are shitty quarterbacks. Sam Darnold, great guy. He sucked here. Was Hackenberg a terrible person? Like, yes. Character. Only goes so far. A win, a 2, grind it out the end. They don't win Monday without character. They don't. They lose. They fold. I get it. Character doesn't score you 40 points against the Chiefs. 30 points against the Chiefs. 20 points against the Chiefs. So maybe I underrate it. I don't know. I feel like I've talked about that for months now. So maybe I'm wrong. I definitely talk about it. Maybe I don't know. Okay. Okay. How about rooting for the great Zach redemption story? Yes. I will root for Zach. Me being honest with you guys is me not saying, hey guys, listen, fuck this guy. I want him to absolutely suck dick. When did I say that? Why would I not want him to be great? How does that make sense? Like, that's just dumb. And you said routing. Of course I'm rooting for him. No shit. I wouldn't be this upset if I wasn't a big Jets fan who wanted to win. But I'm not going to change my mind on 2 years of film that I've seen of him being terrible to say, oh, yeah, he's going to be good because now I'm rooting for him. I've rooted for plenty of guys who are bad. 12-70 Nets, the 2-14 Jets, I root for them. Of course I want them to be great. Why not? At the end of the day, I want to win a Super Bowl. But I'm not going to come on here and say, yeah, guys, listen, this is good. Zach has learned from Rodgers. I think he's going to do really well because I'm a liar. Yeah, fucking scrub. 11-6 from again. Your lips to God's ears, because that's not what happened last year. I wish it did. I wish that happens. I really do. Really do. I'm going to Dallas and expecting a win. Okay. Did you bet on a win? Oh my God, dude. That guy, like there are people with different points of view who I think are like assholes, whatever. That is an actual piece of shit human, that guy. But then he's the same guy who will, oh, never mind. I'm not going to get into all that shit. Those people. Those fucking people. So against violence and shit, and they beat the fuck out of people who don't agree with them. Ridiculous. Yeah, that guy, that's the type of guy who, he no, never mind. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to bring myself to that negativity. Someone's going to say something. There we go. They need to throw some Xanax and Zach Gatorade before the game season so shit doesn't snowball. And to his credit, it didn't snowball for him after that pick, right? It didn't. Great. But okay. I was trying to see something. You said somebody said Joe's not going to hear it, and I tried to go back up to the comment. You said I'm not going to hear it, but I don't know what it is. I'm not hearing something from Beloved Peace. Yeah, whatever. I don't know if that's in reference to it, but I kind of want to know. Yeah, we have such a good history of drafting QBs. But they're going to have to eventually, obviously, at a certain point, unless Zach, again, historic turnaround, which you guys seem to think is a very good chance, and I'm okay with you guys thinking that, but historic is the word for it. for a reason. It would be historic. Again, Hawk, you're talking about me. I quite literally just said, I hope I'm wrong. And the funny thing is, I was already wrong about Zach because I thought he was going to be good. So I was all on his hype train, all about Zach, draft him, excited about him, bought his jersey, bought the fucking headband like an asshole, went to the game in a Zach Wilson jersey and headband, just having fun, shooting the shit with my friends. And then he doesn't, and then I want with all of my being for him to do well. And then there's physical, tangible evidence that I watch, whether it be good or bad. I base my opinion on that, which I hope you guys have some respect for me in terms of, okay, at least I have some idea of what I'm talking about. So I was very positive, very, very happy, to very, very negative. Did I get there because I wanted to get there? Did I just decide, hey, I want to be an asshole from WFN and be negative to get clicks? No. You guys know. You guys fucking know I want the Jets to win more than anything. I'm just a realist. I'm not going to be here hyping up Zach and fucking Denzel Mims and all these scrubs we have in the past. We hype up scrubs, Blesson Austin, Marcus fucking Williams from a couple of years ago, Darren Walls, Dimitri Patterson, all these guys who I'm sure maybe Hawk was saying these guys are going to be great. And then they suck dick. Because that's typically what happens. He has been bad. There's no reason for me to want Zach to be bad. For him to be bad was me admitting that I was wrong previously. And now I'm fine with being wrong again about him being able to be turned around. So let's not act like I don't want him to be turned around. Who doesn't? Who does? There's that 1% of the fans. There's 1% of people who said he sucks and now will root for him to suck, but they're not real Jets fans. No real Jets fans want any Jets player to suck. Nobody. So why did I do it? Did I just decide one day, fuck it, I want to be an angry asshole and I want Zach Wilson to suck? Why am I here? It's not like I didn't watch. I watched plenty. So if you're acting like I'm being irrational, why? I've provided so much evidence. That's what this shit's supposed to be about. I don't know. Dude, for the guy known for film breakdown, have you watched the film of this game? Do you want me to repeat what I said again? For the fourth time about this game, he stepped up in the pocket more than he did. He completed passes that he wouldn't have. He didn't let it snowball. He was accurate in the face of pressure at times. I said all of that. It's a one-game sample size, and we're fucking gloating about 110 yards, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50. It's not like the motherfucker threw for 400 yards. Can you imagine if he did that? What you guys would be talking about? That's the game that we're gonna hype up. It took us scoring on a fucking fumble. Zach drove the field once, but we scored on a fumble basically, and a Breece Hall 86-yard run. It's not like Zach was driving us up and down the field once or the entire game. He did it like one time. God. Some of you guys, the Jets, they're just nonstop. Whatever they do, just fucking appeal to authority. They're the best. There's a reason we've been losing. And I get it's different now. It is. It's a different team. But the appeal to authority, everybody they play is the best, and they know best, and that every starter is the best. Then why don't we go undefeated? Like the positivity sometimes for what we've gone through sometimes is just absurd. It's crazy. I'm not trying to be like negative. Like I am fucking very negative right now, but I deserve to be. We're not. We just lost Aaron Rodgers. Like I'm not buying into the Zach Wilson stuff. Give me a couple of weeks. Holy shit. Stockyard's a great spot, and if you ended at Twin Peaks tonight, we'll definitely like Hooters. Yeah, like I said, I literally walked into Twin Peaks. I was like, fuck, dude. I felt like awkward because I walk in, I have no idea what the place is like, and there was like 4 girls in like skimpy outfits, like staying at the thing, like, oh, you want a table? I was like, fuck. I was like, I'm just gonna sit at the bar and have a drink. I had 1 beer left. I was like, this is fucking terrible. Whatever. Not the worst view in the world for sure, but like, and I appreciate the super chat. I'll probably be at Jerry's World. Can't not. Yeah. I don't know where I'm tailgating. I know I'll be tailgating. But I think there's like a big Jets tailgate going on that I'll be at. So if you're ever, I'm down. Well, I don't know. Maybe you don't want to meet me now, but it'd be cool if you stop by. Do you think it's a mental thing with Zach, or he simply can't be hoping for playoffs, then 1 or 2 Super Bowl? Yeah, like he has all the physical capabilities, John. He does. He has a top 10 NFL arm. He does. There are not many quarterbacks who can make some of the throws that he does. He has a rocket arm. He's a really not as quick as Rodgers, but it's a really quick release. It's a mental thing. The mental thing that you're talking about is 95% of football. If it wasn't a mental thing, Jamarcus Russell would have played for years. Whoever else. There's been plenty of quarterbacks. Marcus Mariota wouldn't suck right now. So yes, it's a 100% a mental thing, and you can see it sometimes. You saw in the Pats game last year, the first one. He's having a pretty good first half. I believe it was the first half. End of the first half, he throws a pick, snowballs immediately from there. Just starts playing terribly. And I am proud of him. He took a leap forward in that game and not allowing himself to snowball from that point. But again, it's not like he bounced back to throw for 400 yards and 6 touchdowns. So yeah, again, he has all the physical capabilities in the world, 100%. AP, we didn't even get a fucking freaking complete. I'll say fucking for you, yeah, not one. And the thing is, if we got one, it was the one that was the slant that he would have had the ball out before the defender got there. And we're still talking about Rodgers today. And one of the craziest things about it is we probably beat the shit out of the Bills, dude. Beat the shit out of them. They scored what? They scored, was it 13 or 16? It was 16. It was 22-16, right? Even if they scored 13, 10, 13 points, dude, we put up 30. We're going to beat them 31-35-10 that game. We're going to blow them out. You felt it in the stadium, how fucking loud it was. Just nope, snap a finger, gone. We're going to beat the shit out of them. Keep going on with my negativity. Again, I know I'm supposed to just buy into Zach Wilson being a Hall of Famer now, even though we didn't last year. So, again, there's a reason that they wanted Rodgers. There's a reason we all wanted Rodgers. It's not because Zach Wilson's great. I thought Zach had bad. Yeah, he did. He did. Again, I'll talk about the game in a little bit. I'll go through the game. And Zach had a good game for me. I know people said he had a bad game and people weren't encouraged by this. That's bullshit. I don't know what they're looking at. I was encouraged. With that being said, am I buying him and him making us a playoff team? Quite the leap. Largest, yeah. Was it ever, Barney, or was it since like 2006 or something like that? But yeah, the largest in about 20 years. I wanted Rodgers more than anyone. That's crazy talk. I'm not going to sit here and dwell on something I have no control over. When we have a game, are you preparing for the game, Hawk? Do you have film to watch? You have plenty of time to dwell. You dwell on whatever you want. His worst 2 throws were the interception and the TD. Yeah, TD was a pretty bad one. The interception was a bad one. But past that, again, people are going to give him shit for the back pedal. Bullshit. Don't listen to that. And then there was the one play in the red zone where his eyes were bouncing around a little bit and he ended up scrambling, I think, for like 4 yards. There was like 1 or 2 windows that were like yay open that he maybe could have hit, but I'm not going to kill him for that. So yeah, it was okay. Musical color. I feel good about the Jets' chances, even though the odds are against us for some reason. Whenever these Jet things happen, become more of a fan. Oh, dude, Barney, like how much more? I don't want to think about it, but like how much more is this going to make that day even that more special? Can you imagine? I thought, like, legitimately walking into that stadium and getting Rodgers and all that stuff, I'm like, it's over. Like our bullshit is over. It's been too long. It's been 13 years. Nobody's gone through this long. It's bound to change, and it's now. That was 72 hours ago. Yeah, I said this multiple times. I was initially a Zach Wilson supporter out of the draft, even his first year. I was encouraged by the late games against the Bucks, against the Jags, against the whoever else. But then I watched last year. Last year was very, 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 very bad. Very bad. Terrible. Like dreadfully, dreadfully, dreadfully awful last year. There was a glimpse or 2 or 3. Overall, dreadfully awful. I would love to be proven wrong, of course. I want them to win a Super Bowl. I don't care about your guys' opinion of me or where my opinions stand. Like, it's all out there. I'm not trying to hide from anything. If even if I'm proven wrong here, I'm proven right in the long run because at first I said he was gonna be a good player, so I'm proven right. All right, either way I'm wrong. I don't whatever. As long as the Jets win, I don't give a shit about anything. So I remember you said you despised how much of a fair. Yeah, no, my dad's a terrible football fan. He is. Um, he's the type of guy like he just doesn't know what he's watching. So and then like me watching it, it's just the worst. Like it'll be quite legitimately like the first play of the game. It'll be first and 10 from the 25-yard line because they kneeled it down. They'll get an 8-yard run. My dad's like, "Oh, didn't fucking throw the ball. What the fuck are you doing? Only 8 yards." I'm like, "That 8 yards is pretty good, dude. First down, I'll take that all day." So I never. Me and my dad aren't like that with sports. We don't really chill like that with sports. A bad rap this whole time. There's been instances he's gotten a bad rap, but I can't agree with you because I've put out so much out there that kind of at least I'm not saying you're 1,000% wrong, Hawk, but there's plenty of physical evidence that I must just be very wrong on. Again, and like by me saying things like you should know that I'm not taking any stance. I'm just being honest. Because if I wanted to come on here and just be negative to be negative, I would be negative and I would say Zach Wilson, he shouldn't have backed up out of the pocket and ran backwards for 20 yards just like everybody else is saying. That's not what I saw. I'm being more positive about it. So it's not like I have the bias to be negative when I just told you a thing that I could have been easily negative about and just passed it off like everybody else did. And just said it to be like everybody else. And then it wouldn't have registered. You'd be like, "Oh yeah, everybody else said it. He said it. Okay, well, must be true or whatever." Why? I'm not gonna lie. Fuck that. All right. Another super chat, which greatly appreciate from Dom C. Project Prospect with Dom C. The super chat is more for those in the chat that don't want to talk about Zach. Let's talk defense. Our D scheme versus Buffalo Olberg called a lot more man-to-man early down. Yeah, I saw that, and the thing you asked me I think last week, right, about the whole too high thing. I was like, the Jets don't really like. I was like too high. I was like, I get it because a lot of the Jets do with too high, it could definitely look like if you're talking about like too high alignment because too high alignment could be 6, and they run plenty of 6 where you have obviously cover 2 and then quarters 2, typically the passing strength, and then even when the Jets do line up in quarters. They'll have like their corners on the outside play like Mott or Meg, so like they're matching in man pretty much no matter what. So there's times where, like it could look like too high, but that just like that passed my mind like an hour after the stream. Like I fucking hate how I answered that question, but yeah, no, there was some, and I don't have the stats and all this stuff. So like I know a lot of people are out there like, oh, they ran this many times and stuff. I don't have access to PFF and all those numbers because I refuse to. But yeah, there was more man-to-man situations and some extra pressure that I did not see last year. And something else I'll give him credit to. I didn't write down the defensive snap numbers, but the better players played more. Now, I would like to see JFM have a little bit more than he did. I think he had about 51% of the snaps, and he had like 8 pressures or whatever it was. And did he have a sack? I don't know if he had a sack, but he had plenty of pressures. So I'd like to see him with a little bit more. But like Q was at like 70-ish, 65, 70%, 70, something like that, like that. So that's great. So I'm hoping that they stick true to that. But in terms of them doing a little bit more man-to-man and blitzing, do I expect that versus Dallas? I don't know. Does Dak Prescott struggle with the blitz? I feel like he does, right? He kind of gets flustered. So I can see it. The thing about it, though, is like for me, do the Jets think they want to be conservative and they want to make Dak dink and dunk them, and they don't want to take chances with blitzing because then they want to just limit the explosives and kind of keep the game in front of him? I honestly, Dom, like legitimately, I haven't really thought about scheme wise the Cowboys and the Jets at all. Like not even trickled into my mind about playing more blitzing at a higher percentage. I can see more wrinkles and like and that's just with the defense and it progressing through the years. You know, you're going to have more exotic looks. You're going to have some things that seem, you know, they're a little bit maybe out of the ordinary for what we saw the first year or two, because they were still installing it all. They're still getting comfortable with it all. So I don't know what the percentages were, so I'm not going to like speak on it like, oh, say, yeah, it's definitely was much, much higher. But me personally, watching it while they're pressed on the plane, I thought I noticed more, you know, five-man rushes, even 6-man rushes at times, and a little bit more, at least man-to-man situations, whether that be, okay, just was man-to-man situation because they were playing more, you know, quarters in this situation. They matched them after 15. So it looks like man. And the problem with that stuff is like, who charts it? Do I trust PFF to know the difference between quarters and, you know, certain cover 2s and cover 6s and cover 3s and mans? Like, I don't trust myself. Do I trust them? No. So, good question though. I don't know if I answered it, but I think I did kind of. I could see it happening more just because of one, it worked, and two, I expect to see more wrinkles just added in slowly as time goes on. This. So, because I know I was gonna get some bad comments this, but that's why I'm just knowing coming on this one. I was like, I know I have to be ready to actually like really talk about this, which I haven't really done, because because you guys are here. This is my therapy. This is why I put Jets therapy. It's for me. I need to talk this shit out. So I like Hawk. I hope I didn't offend Hawk at the minimum. Everybody else, eat shit. Hawk, I think I was the only one who I was mean to. I usually see a lot. Okay, let's keep moving on. On the sidelines this year? Yeah, I don't. Maybe. Listen, he's proven us wrong in every single aspect. He could be. You never know. Okay. They're not on my radar. WFN's yeah, it is. It's not good for me to do. You know, they've promoted us. You know, it's not good. It's not good for people for anybody to call out any other large media brand, because then they're not going to cross promote and all that shit. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Don't promote me. I listen to Boomer and Geo. Okay, yeah, I can't think. I don't know who Geo is. I know Boomer. I don't really think there's a lot of problems with Boomer from Jets fans. Not that I've heard. So like, okay, maybe there's a select few. But I don't know who. I don't know. I don't think I know who Geo is. Like that's legit. I know some of them. I know. Who was the one who used to be on with Carton, like the balder, like chubby dude who like he went off on a couple of people about the Jets today or something like that. Like that dude, I see him sometimes. Like okay, I get it, whatever. But like, dude, like Evan Roberts and all that shit. Oh my god, Brandon Kearney, Tiki, just brutal listening. You literally have guys who are making up lies, and then you're supposed to trust their opinions. Lies. Tiki lied. Oh, Salah didn't show up to practice, or he canceled practice today because he couldn't be there, and he didn't want to make it look bad on Hard Knocks, while Salah was at practice. Lies. Lied right to your face. Broad daylight. I'll listen to him still. He knows what he's talking about. He's not going to lie to me again. Okay. Yeah, he just doesn't get caught. We're not bringing in Big Ben. Winston? Yeah. And then people are going to be like, oh, he sucks. Okay. And so my problem with Winston is personally, beggars can't be choosers here, right? But Winston, I would rather Brissett for me, just because, and again, let's let Zach Wilson succeed, maybe fail. But let's let him figure it out first. And then maybe that guy comes in. With Winston, with this defense, I want a guy who's going to control the ball, not throw picks, not put the defense in shitty situations. That's what Winston does. He had that year of 30 and 30. Brissett's a guy who is not going to give you the highs, but he's not going to give you the lows that Winston does. He'll be that guy. He'll come in 65 completion percentage, 3,000 yards, 20 touchdown, 10 picks, and we ride it on the back of our defense. And Jacoby Brissett last year in the Jets probably gets us to the playoffs. Right? Realistically, do we win that Dolphins game at the end of the year with Jacoby Brissett? Probably. That's 8 wins. Does he win at least one of those Pats games? That's 9 wins. Do we win Jacksonville, or do we win the Lions game? Probably. That's 10 wins. And I get it's not just that easy to do that, right? But legit, we have Jacoby Brissett last year in the playoffs. If we're talking about bringing a guy in and then letting Zach do what he does or do what he's going to do, whatever that may be, if it's great, good. Fuck it. We wasted a 4th round pick and $8 million on Jacoby Brissett. Shit sucks. But we got Zach Wilson. Awesome. But if he fails, we have a contingency plan. Tim Boyle is not a contingency plan. He's not. So bringing a backup would make me feel much more comfortable, just like it would have made me feel in fucking April. Yeah. See. Okay. Oh, I'm just gonna let me just do this real quick. This is just because I saw it in the chat. I don't know if this is pre me saying this or not, but oh, maybe I didn't. Did I might have not recorded that play. I might have just saw it and not done it because I didn't really record a lot of plays. I can find it again. Fuck. I can't. I don't have that Zach Wilson scramble play, but it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder said than done. And I explained it before, so I don't want to do it again. But I do not get down on Zach because he ran backwards like that. He actually did much better in the pocket. That's a tough spot to be in. Again, you drift backwards when there's a screen. So you're already drifting backwards, right? Quarterback set point. Let's say the tackle's here. That tackle's getting beat. There's an edge rusher coming here. He cannot step up. He had to go backwards because he was already drifting backwards to throw the screen. Because offensive linemen are vacating to get out on the screen. So it's a really shitty spot. He kind of had to do what he did. So. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't expect anybody to change or their opinions or like everything I said. There's no way. Nobody ever agrees 100% ever. But I will 1,000% never sugarcoat it, never lie. And I know Jet fandom trickles in sometimes, but I try to not let that at all. With our running backs and defense, I think Zach needs to make a quick reads and prepare to take off at least, get some positive yards and create more 3rd and 2s rather than 3rd and 10s instead. Sure, it's down to that. With you. If I can like that one, I would, Murdoch. The only QBs that are available are the ones that are not signed. Stop looking for guys that we are going to have massively overpay for. Okay. Is like a 5th round pick for Jacoby Brissett a massive overpay? It's a 5th round pick for a lot of people like Gardner Minshew for a reason. Is that a massive overpay? I'd rather have massively overpay for a quarterback like Brissett than and almost like not need him than no. How does that fucking go? I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'd rather waste that money and be safe. Is what I'm trying to say. I'd rather waste the money and be safe. We're trying to make this. We're trying to make the fucking the playoffs. You're not going to sign. I don't know who's out there right now. Some scrub from free agency. We want that guy to be the savior if Zach Wilson's not. I don't know. And start Swift. What did he score a touchdown? I didn't really look at what happened with that game. As soon as it kind of started going, they started getting blown out a little bit. I didn't see how they came back. They almost came back. So, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bring in the fucking Kaepernick stuff. That bothered me so much. I'm not gonna get into why. People tweeting that out. It's just you're appealing to your crowd. That's all you're fucking doing. Shut the fuck up, Kaepernick. He hasn't played 7 years. And last year he played, he sucked. What are we talking about? Joe, this rant is justified, but we need Zach film reviews. I know. I know. No, I know. I'll do it. You know what? Let's watch some positive Zach plays. I'm not breaking down. We're just gonna put them up. All right. Entire screen. Share everything I got with you guys. Hopefully there's something yeah. I can't minimize this. Okay. Where are my Zach plays from this game? At least let's find a really good one. Wilson throw. Let's see. What is this one? Yeah, I can be positive. There's positive stuff in here. This one. This is Lazard. I think. Great throw. Great throw. Why is it a great throw? Good anticipation. This is the conflict. This is the conflict defender right here. If he widens, which Zach is anticipating him to, with the flat, then this second read is going to get behind him. If he doesn't, and he squats there, then he has to go elsewhere. But he sees him widen, throws the ball. Hell of a throw by Zach Wilson. See, I could be positive. There's no reason for me not to be positive. There's legitimately not. Where else? Do I have any good Zach throw? No, here's another good throw. This is someone who's falling down. Hell of a throw. Not a lot of quarterbacks can do just this. This is a elite trait to have, to be able to throw the ball like that from literally falling on your face. Hell of a throw by Zach. We have another one. Throw smash. Here we go. Great throw right here to, I think it's Garrett Wilson. Good job. Smash concept. Who is the conflict? He is the conflict. This guy is high. Zach Wilson, reading this defender, sees him peeling off, knows he can fit it in there, doesn't want to put it too high because he's a hospital ball. Doesn't want to put it too far to the outside because then it's led here. He puts the ball low to protect him or protect Garrett Wilson from the overtop safety, and he puts it inside to protect him from him. Hell of a throw. There was good things in this game. Again, it was one game. I need more. Like, is that fine? I don't know. The whole league has a problem with O-line. Yeah, that's true, Ronald. You are spot on there. There's not many stud offensive linemen like there used to be. That's for sure. The stud offensive linemen are now playing defensive line. So you went to Twin. Yeah, so there's Twin Peaks, and then there's like something Creek or something like that. And he said it, and I saw Twin Peaks that like rhymed with something Creek. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's whatever. So I was like a half mile away. I walked there, and I was like, what the fuck? This is not what I was expecting for good barbecue. So if there's any really, really like, and this is legit because I looked up stuff, and I was like 4.2 stars. All these good reviews. I walked in there, and it was not very good. I had barbecue in South Carolina that blew it out of the water. I don't think that's Texas. I think there's a lot better barbecue around here. So if you are from Texas, please let me know. Please let me know. I'm in Arlington, or I'm in Grand Prairie, but I think I'm in like Arlington area, whatever. It's a little bit far, like a little bit. I don't know which way Dallas is. I think Dallas is north. I don't know. Yeah, I would appreciate some barbecue recommendations because the place I went to did not hit the spot, and I know Texas does better than that. Because Carolina, I had barbecue. I was like, this fucking real. I can't eat barbecue in New Jersey anymore. There's no way. Just like I would never eat pizza in South Carolina, I'm never eating barbecue in anywhere that's pretty much not Texas, the Carolinas, Memphis, Kansas City. Everywhere else, apparently, it sucks. And in Jersey, I'm sorry. Listen, I can talk about it. I'm from Jersey. Our barbecue sucks for the most part. Great barbecue versus shooters. That's the perfect analogy for the Jets on a Monday. Yeah, that was the most defeated I've ever felt. Joe, I second this. Uncle, this rant to justify we need Zach film reviews. No, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to do it this week. One, I'm here, so the only way I'm gonna do a film review is if I'm doing it from this room, which I might actually do in the morning, like 25 play film review. I'm 1,000% going to do it. You know I'm going to do it. So these players want to win. We won't win a Super Bowl with another team's quarterback too. No, we won't. We won't make the playoffs with another team quarterbacks too. And that should be the goal at the minimum. I don't think you pack it in now. You don't. Fuck that. There's no way the team's packing in there. Trying to make the playoffs. We have the longest drought in sports, right? Playoff drought in sports. Can't just pack it in. So, holy shit, I'm still an hour behind the chat. Okay, we're going longer than 2 hours. I'm cool with that. I appreciate you guys being in here. Fucking 12 o'clock at night for you guys, 11 for me. 130 you guys in here, psychopaths. So I love it. I'm only here because it's you, Joe. This is past my bedtime. I appreciate you, Harold. I'm sure you're not the most thrilled right now either. And I apologize for bringing you guys down, but like I just had to speak on how I actually felt about it, right? Like I'm not going to come on here and be like, yep, we're good. We're fine. I'm okay. If I did, then you probably shouldn't. Well, I don't know. It depends on what you listen to me for. But I'm a Jets fan before everything else. That's for sure. I was a big Jets fan way before this, any of this stuff. Okay. Hard disagree on the 49ers take, but I get your skepticism. Are you talking about me or them? Okay. We could be the 49ers, but the 49ers have only been the 49ers the last couple of years. Nobody has ever really done that. So possible for sure. And again, if we were in the NFC right now, I would come on here tonight and say we're making the playoffs. I don't give a fuck. We're making the playoffs. If we're in the NFC, we're not in the NFC. Completely different conference. Who is the fourth best in the NFC right now? The Lions? Is it the Lions? The Packers? Like, come on, bro. Ridiculous. So much crazier. Okay. Zach has had some good games. To act like he has never had a good game and it's impossible is a little overblown. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying I didn't say it's impossible. Never said it's impossible. I said it's a historic turnaround. Historic. Because it's almost never been done for what he has put out there and based on the stats he's put out there. He's had some good games. How many? The Bucs game was by far his best game. The Jags game, okay. The Steelers game, he did a lot to lose us that game and then won it at the end. So, okay, great. I guess we'll give him that game. The Dolphins game, he threw for like 160 yards and 60 of them came on a wide open wheel route. Like, what games did he have? We're like, wow, really, really good play. We're not talking about like some games he was slightly competent sometimes. I don't know. The Stockyard is a great spot, and you ended up at Twin Peaks tonight. Definitely Hooters. I'll probably be. Oh, I think I already brought this up in Super Chat. Yeah. The only thing with Stockyard is like 30 minutes away, so my buddies are coming tomorrow. So I don't want to go there alone all day. So I figured I'd do like local stuff. But yeah, Stockyard meet up tomorrow or the next day. Okay. Peter Yeti, 100% agree. You can be honest about Wilson and still be a fan of the root for the team. Like, are we not allowed to say people are bad? Like when Bless Austin was sucking ass and I said he sucked ass, was I a bad fan because he sucked ass and then went to other teams and then sucked ass? Like if people are bad, we're allowed to say they're bad. I don't understand that. Now, I was never rooting for people to burn Bless on Austin when I was at the games or watching the games so I could be right. I wanted him to shut those guys down, but I knew he sucked. And I'm not saying Wilson's Bless on Austin, but like I'm just being honest with what we saw. There's a reason that every single person in the organization, Woody Johnson, Joe Douglas, Saleh said, we're a quarterback away or we have a missing piece. They're not missing a piece because Zach Wilson was great last year. Can we at least agree on that? Was he not great? Since we can't say he was bad, apparently, can we say he was not great? They were never a quarterback away. That is the most casual narrative. This is actually from before. We were an offensive coordinator and a comprehensive game plan away. So you're buying into Nathaniel Hackett's going to come and completely change Zach Wilson around. Okay, fine. There's nothing for me to say. I have tangible evidence that you are 100% wrong on that. I'm just saying that, again, it's rarely, if ever, happened. You could be right. It was all Michael LaFleur, and it was all the game plan. None of that was Zach Wilson's fault. It was all Michael LaFleur. Michael LaFleur was physically out there bouncing screen passes. That was Michael LaFleur. Like, yes, he sucked ass, but Zach Wilson also sucked. They both sucked. They sucked together. That's why it was so bad. Yeah, no, he didn't help. They didn't help not having a tight end. They didn't help in playing situations. The freaking play calling in the Vikings game was dreadful. That wasn't Zach Wilson, but still, no, Michael LaFleur sucked. But I don't think that Hackett's some Shanahan disciple type of guy who's going to come in and turn around one of the worst quarterbacks drafted in the last couple of years. Like, sure, you could say that you have that hope, but I think you're leaning on your fandom there to say, oh, well, that's the only thing that's different. That must be the problem. It was that. It was the guy. It was the guy who left. It's always easy to blame the guy who left. So you say I overlooked like I was inconsequential. I didn't. I talked about how bad Michael LaFleur was for months on here. Michael LaFleur's not here anymore, though. Zach Wilson individually, himself, regardless of what LaFleur did, struggled as well. Have we yet covered Tomlinson's terrible play? Yeah, he hasn't been as bad as he was last year, but he was still pretty bad this game. The one play he had a really bad stunt pass off where it looked like Dwayne Brown allowed, I think, a sack or a pressure, but it was really on Laken Tomlinson and how poorly he passed off a stunt. But past that in the pass game, I don't think he was so dreadful. The run game, there's a couple of times where he just cannot control this guy. His hands are too wide. So that's a move you can criticize Douglas for at this point. It hasn't worked. And again, you can go back to the review of him in the Niners before he even took a snap with the Jets. And I think they overpaid this guy. I didn't think they overpaid him to this extent. I thought he was going to be okay or even solid. I didn't think he was going to be bad. He's been bad. But slight uptick from terrible last year. I think he can maybe be okay. We'll see. Another super chat. M Lopez 149. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Why did we select Zach over Fields? What did the front office see in his college game? I honestly have no. See, okay. Before we even get into Zach's whole history, I think, and I think I was maybe wrong. I think Buffalo Jeff actually brought up on Twitter. I think 21 out of 32 NFL GMs were pulled or whatever, and they would have taken Zach over Fields. So it's not just like a singular Joe Douglas thing. Zach Wilson was much more accurate in college. He was a much better processor in college to me. I thought he got through concepts very, very well. I thought his accuracy, especially on the sideline, was deadly. He used his feet more. He made plays out of the pocket. And then he comes to the Jets. He doesn't really make plays out of the pocket. He doesn't trust his feet. His footwork was always poor, but it would affect him 1 out of 10 throws in college, and then it seemed to affect him every other throw in the NFL. So, but with that being said, it's not just a singular Joe Douglas thing. Legitimately, I think it was 21 out of 32 NFL GMs said that. And now look at Fields. Did you watch? Go watch some Bears podcast about how he played week 1. There's people out there now who are like, this might be Fields last year being the starter in Chicago. He's not played well. He makes those big plays, but the 90% of the other game he struggles with. So it's not like he's some stud who we missed out on either. Just to be transparent. Michael LaFleur would have done bad with it. And and the whole thing with Michael LaFleur, I said about Sam Darnold too. The Jets fucked Sam Darnold. They fucked him up and actually fucked him. Well, maybe they did. But he was a guy who was really, really screwed. You're talking about screwing a guy. That's the guy. Zach Wilson, yeah, he was put in a shitty spot for sure. But he had a solid roster, and there was guys running open at times, and he just didn't throw the ball, didn't see it. So Sam, I feel bad for anybody. I feel bad for Sam. Still. Okay. What is Wentz has talent. How about Luis Perez? I'm betting myself $20. They don't. Are you talking about in football? Yeah, no. You give yourself $20 telling who Luis Perez is. So Wentz is unsigned. I just don't think Wentz is. I don't think he's a locker room guy with the Jets. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's an overblown narrative about Wentz. He's not the biggest locker room guy. But Okay. I get your point for the screenplay, but when the screen is covered, you throw the ball into the dirt. No, you throw the ball. Well, if you threw the ball into the dirt, one, it could have been potentially, if you didn't get it close enough, either a intentional grounding or it could be a pick. I'm not killing him for that. Yeah, ideally, does he get out of the pocket and throw into the dirt, whatever? Didn't he throw out of bounds anyway? Throw out of bounds anyway. I'm not killing him for that one. Thank you, Kristen or Christian. Joe understands the character of this team. Appreciate you. Character doesn't mean success. Exactly, it does not. It could mean the difference in a game or two, or the locker room not boiling over. You're not going to see IK and Poly shit happen in the locker room. You're not going to see all that bullshit we had. No way. It's not happening here. But because you have characters, doesn't mean you're winning a Super Bowl, right? It's not. So. Yes, Yoshi. Character helps the team stick together when adversity hits. However, Zach misses some layups and we're routinely scoring less than 14 points. Let's see how the character gets us. Or let's see where character gets us. Watch Garrett Wilson last year after some plays that Zach Wilson missed him. Him jumping up and down, throwing his hands up, all that stuff. He's only gotten bigger. He's only gotten better. He only has more expectations. If they start losing and he's not getting the ball, I'm not saying he's going to be he's not going to be a problem. I think he's a legitimately good guy, but he's going to get pissed. He's going to get pissed. If the team loves Zach Wilson last year, they're not wearing Mike White shirts to Miami where the fuck they wore them. Because I thought that was a shitty thing to do, personally. You know? So. Can we get Bo Nix? I'm not a big college guy. The Jets are not going to be bad enough to draft in the top 10, in my opinion. I think my range for the Jets really right now is like more like 7 to 9 wins. 7 to 9 wins, let's say. There's a possibility Zach Wilson's a Hall of Famer and they win 16. I get it. But I would say probably like 7 to 9 games they win right now. So where does that leave us? Where we were picking last year, what, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, somewhere like that, you know? So would I replace Tomlinson with Pittman already? I wouldn't. Just because I've seen Tomlinson with at least in like a solid ceiling level player, and Pittman, he's trying to get center down. Let him get center down. Moving these guys around it's too much sometimes. Oh my God, Ron Scripps. Prediction: Zach goes 23 of 32 for 333 yards, 4 touchdowns, and Jet win. You have no idea. No idea. That'd be fucking amazing. But yeah, gladly, I will come on here and I'll eat a bar of soap. How about that? No, fuck it. Should I do that? I don't know. Let's say if they make the playoffs with Zach Wilson, I'll bite a chunk of soap. I don't really want to do that. I'm punishing myself for something I'm happy for. I want it to happen. I do. What's up, Joe and everybody? JJ had a couple of big plays, but same pressure rate. Yeah, JJ was he made some good plays on film, but it wasn't like anything where I was like, holy shit, like he's completely different. He definitely looks more athletic. He's definitely more explosive. That one really hard hit he had where Mosley like missed the tackle and he hit him. Hell of an effort there. The sack he had was a stunt, so he was going inside anyway, and then he kind of just got lucky that Josh Allen stepped up exactly into the gap. Obviously, he still had to make the tackle. He had a sack there, so he looked better. But I'm not. It's not. It's not like I saw Khalil Mack yet. I'm sorry. I get it. I'm supposed to say he's Khalil Mack. I apologize to people who want me to say he's amazing. He's a Jet, but yeah, he looks better. He looks better. He looks better, but still not elite yet. You know what I'm saying? I give credit to Zach for coming in cold, winning the game, but let's not act like he was Tom Brady reincarnated. Yeah, average at best, and like I think he was average at best. Sans that interception, I think that interception you probably trickle him to below average. It's a really bad pick. You can't do that. Can't do it. He just did not see Milano, and you cannot not look where you're throwing the ball. You just assumed he wasn't there. I don't know. I don't know. Zach didn't win the game again. It was pretty solid. Yeah, and just like he won us Denver, just like he won us Green Bay, just like he won us the Dolphins game, just like he won us this. Well, not really the Steelers game. Actually, he did, right? Technically, he actually got on the end at the end. So, the only people who aren't rooting for Zach to be good are the field truthers who don't want to be right about their predictions. Blue was high on Zach before the draft. Yeah, it's not like I have a reason. Joe, trust your evaluation. You're saying like me to trust myself. I truly believe LaFleur messed up Zach preseason his rookie year. How many times did he hear? I 1000% hope you're right. I really, really do, Harold. And I hope I'm just overseeing it, whatever. But based on what just happened with Aaron Rodgers, you're gonna have to prove it to me in a pretty large sample size for me to buy in. I cannot buy in on blind faith anymore. And I get there's a reason to your faith, right? But you know what I'm saying. You feel me? Joe, get over it. Miracle in sports happens sometimes. I just hope for a miracle. You know, jump out of a plane. You're not necessarily going to die. Sometimes miracles happen. You don't die. Just fucking jump out of a plane. Sometimes a miracle happen. That's obviously stupid, right? But get over it. Fucking. That's exactly why I didn't. That's why I didn't want. Joe, you're depressing us a little. You're a good-looking dude, Mega Vegan. Joe, how are you? How are you, MT friend? Are you trying to say my friend and maybe? Because it's like 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night, you're a little bit buzzed. Doing good, man. Doing good. Not really. Actually, this is helping a lot. It really is. Even though it's still going to be there, I'm still going to feel it. It's just nice to talk about it because I can't talk about this. I can't talk about this with guys at work. I don't understand. My wife doesn't understand. She understands somewhat, but not really. So, okay. I'm scrolling through the comments, and I didn't get to the game yet. Really, I'll scroll through my notes really, really quickly. I can lighten around at the end. Just talk about stuff really, really quickly. Okay. He was more accurate Monday than usual, for sure. For sure. There were 3 or 4 passes he legitimately would have missed last year. There we go. Okay. Zach did what backup's supposed to do, but he didn't do anything spectacular. Okay, we're still on Zach. I'm just gonna keep moving on. Old school football, run the ball. Okay, like yes, Jay, but didn't we do this last year? Okay. That's it. Projects in here. Fungus Among Us. We got some friends. I don't know if I've seen a fungus. Only a few times. I think I've seen it on Ryan's channel though, not really mine. But I appreciate you hopping over here, fungus. Maybe because I'm the only option at 12 o'clock at night. So whatever. It is what it is. Last time the Jets played, Sam Darnold destroyed the boys. Yeah, Sam Darnold, and then the year before, and then the time before that was 2015. That's when we played Kellen Moore, and they like miss a field goal late, and then we kick a field goal to win it late. It was like 16-13. Was that score? I think. Let's say Jets schedule 20. I think it was 16-13. If I had to guess the number, 19-16. Son of a bitch. It was an ugly game. I think they missed a field goal at the end. My Cowboys coming, bro. See you Sunday, bro. My Cowboys will win, bro. My Cowboys. Okay, I can tell your education is just skyrocketing. Hey, bro. All right, bro. What, get into the playoffs and lose like they always do? When's the last time they've won anything, the Cowboys? I think actually in the last 20 or 30 years, the Jets have more playoff wins than the Cowboys do. So the Cowboys have actually sucked quite a bit. They just have been very, very mediocre for quite a while, so people don't really recognize it. But in terms of actual playoff success, they suck dick. So there you go. You still will this year. You'll have all your hopes. You might finish 12-5, and then the first round of the playoffs, you get bumped like you always do. Have fun. Dak is overrated. He was at 75%, I thought. JFN did have what? Well, oh yeah, somebody bull rushed the shit out of that guy off the edge. Actually, I put that on Twitter. I just forgot. I think did I say Q like 70-75%, which is great. I don't know the actual number, but I know he played more of them, which is good. Oh, Dak. Yeah. I agree with you. Prescott's like a mollywop. I don't think Prescott's not gonna have a good time with our defense. He struggles with pressure in his face, and if you're gonna get pressure in his face with 4 guys, he will throw you a ball. So I don't think this is a game where they're gonna blow us the hell out if they win. The pessimistic side of me saying we lose, like 16-13 type shit, like that Dallas game, but vice versa, or hopefully we just beat the shit out of them. Cowboy Nation, Danny in the house. No capitalization for Cowboy. First part of his name. And then Danny in the house is capitalized. Just doesn't make sense with a lot of the bros. I just, yeah. That's a your mom's basement kind of guy. Okay. Okay. You're just saying the same thing over and over again. So I'm just going to ban user and delete their comments. There we go. Ruckert taking Uzama's spot. Dude, Ruckert blocked his ass off on a few plays. That play that sprung Brees free for 86 yards was a really good block by Ruckert. Also, a very, very good block by Conklin too, which people don't talk about because of whatever reason, but Conklin did a really good job on that play as well. But Ruckert needs to be tight end too, like very, very soon, because Uzama, he's just like, and again, great character, but he's like the definition of a jag. There's like nothing he does special, and his blocking has, I think, regressed since the Bengals, at least what I've watched or what I remember of him. So, put some option guys, yeah. See a fungus, a fungus among us. It just makes it really hard when you see it all together. I'm sorry. Evan Robert passionately. Is that the one who was defending the Jets again? I don't know. Whatever. Tiki's a tool. Yeah, this is what I was going on. Okay, Tiki's the all-time worst show. It was clearly a perfect body double. See, this is the only problem with me being so behind is I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Tigo. Oh, you're talking about maybe it was Zach? Are you talking about it was Aaron Rodgers? Was it Aaron Rodgers' body double? Who then? Is that why he missed the throw? That's what you have to be talking about that. 100%. It was Rodgers. Lori Robinson. I don't know who that is again either. Tiki. Blah blah blah. I'm not trying to get into WFAN stuff. They're all the worst. That's it. That's it. It's just a terrible station. A few guys here and there, good, fine, but overall trash. You can't argue with people that gatekeep fandom. They have a superiority complex and they cheer when we score TD. Yeah, like the 30-7. And transparently, we all got mad at DJ Reed for that, right? Do you remember that Ravens game last year? We got that pick and threw his hands up. And I remember being in the stands and being like, and again, just a natural reaction, especially when you have a couple of bruises in you. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you're really celebrating? We're down 27-7 right now, and you're celebrating a pick? You figure out why. Okay, context is important. But yeah, I hate that shit. Or like when a guy gets beat by like 4 yards, and because he drops the pass, he like wags his finger at him. It's like, dude, I burned you. Like, what are we doing here? So, okay. Oh, geez. Brissett, I would say I would probably float around like a fourth. I think you'd probably call us like a fourth. Is that a lot for a backup quarterback? Yeah, it is. Do I want to do it? No. But do I want to be here talking about this right now about Aaron Rodgers tearing his shit? No. So yeah, you might have to chalk up a 4th round pick. It sucks. Check out. Just not, dude. This is the type. Yeah, it's a nice chair. It's a nice chair. It's a nice house. Like the whole thing. It's pretty. They got a wall of like old like movies and stuff, and then the TV is like 80 something inches. It's a nice spot, but porn couch for sure. So make sure I don't put my fingers in my mouth or anything when I touch this. Okay. Back is talented. Yeah. Sure. Pizza is better than the tri-state barbecue. Is way better than the southern. Yeah, for sure, dude. Like legitimately. And this is not 1,000% true, but I eat barbecue in Jersey probably once every like 2 or 3 years. Like it's very, very rare unless I'm kind of like stuck in a spot where it's like, oh, you have to have this ribs or brisket or whatever. Obviously, I like barbecue hot dogs and burgers and shit, but it's just not as good. It's just not as tender. Again, I don't eat barbecue there. I won't eat pizza here. The one thing that sucks, and it sounds bougie, and it is. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. It's just the truth. Even Italian food here got ruined for me. Like Italy ruined Italian food for me in America. It just did. Unless it's homemade. If it's a homemade Italian food, okay, deal with it. But past that, it's just not the same. You'll always remember how it tasted. Joe being a psychopath's going in. What's up, Happy? Thanking. Appreciate you being in here. Hit the like button. Yes, I don't ever say that, but thank you for throwing that out there. Zach will be somewhat better than last year, but defense will begin to feel. Yeah, and like how much better does he need to be for us to make the playoffs, right? Like how much? Like a legitimate question. Because last year, he was at least poor enough where we did not want him as a backup quarterback. At least I didn't. I want to speak for you guys. So is he taking a 40-spot leap? Maybe. I hope so. I really, really do. I really, really do. Jets X Factor. The question. Oh, okay. Jets win big Sunday against the Cowboys. Our defense will show up with 10 sacks, 3 interceptions, and 1 pick six. So is it 4 interceptions and one of them being a pick six? Jets win 23-13. Jesus, dude. 10 sacks, 3 picks. Holy fuck. I wish, man. So my problem with that is you have to have them throw the ball to get picks, and I don't think the Cowboys are going to be overly aggressive against Zach Wilson. I don't think they need. I don't think they're going to feel the need to, unless the Jets prove that they need to be. So, I appreciate you. I honestly expected like I popped in here like 40 or 50 of you. I was like, oh, okay, like it's late, and like that's fine. But like, you guys to be in here this late, I really appreciate it. So thank you. Even though I'm bitching the whole time, but I think you guys expected it. I literally commented on the stream before. I was like, this is going to get ugly. So I already apologize for whatever I say tonight. I'm slightly emotional. It's fine. But I'm honest, and I'm speaking my mind. While I may be displaying it emotionally, I at least think everything I'm saying. Stand there on my cook with this roster, dude. Bring him back for just the Cowboys, right? Trade him for a seventh, and trade him back for a seventh the next year. Just take him for this 1 week. Maybe some people are like, you can't do that. It's not Madden. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Darren. Talking about Kirk Cousins. I don't think it's realistic now. Obviously, like the dream. Well, the dream is Zach Wilson dominates, and then we make the playoffs, and win the Super Bowl. And we don't need we don't need a Rodgers next year. The next dream down is Zach Wilson's great, does just enough to get us in the playoffs. Rodgers comes back next year, dominates. The next dream is, or the next most realistic thing, or like third down is they trade for fucking Kirk Cousins. The fourth down is they trade for Matt Stafford. But I don't think we're looking at those as realistic options. I don't think it's really happening. So, who's your best bet as to who they move on to if Zach Wilson ends up being unplayable? Best bet, man. It's gonna be like fucking Chad Henne. I don't know. I don't know. Armor Minshew, you trade for him. I'm hoping it's Brissett. That's me. I'm hoping it's like a fifth, but whatever. If it's a fourth, give a fourth round pick. It's $8 million, whatever. We don't want to necessarily have to do that, but I would just feel so much more comfortable because I think legitimately, again, I want to see Zach succeed or fail, and I want to see the Jets let him succeed or fail. I don't want to see this cookie cutter bullshit, slant flat concepts. Let him throw the ball deep down the field. Let him get out of the pocket. Play him how you play him to be the player that you kind of drafted him to be. I'm not saying being crazy or anything like that, but we can't see 5 yards of completion and all that type of shit. So that's first and foremost. Let him do whatever he's going to do. But I would feel so much more comfy about it if we had Brissett. And yeah, Brissett, what is he? At the end of the day, who really gives a shit if Brissett wins? There's just enough game to squeak by and get into the wild card or divisional where we probably lose. But to me and to the team, at least the team, I think it matters. I do. Motivated to see McCole Hardman liking tweets about Eaton. There was a show who said some stuff about Hardman. I don't think it's going to work out. And I'm not saying just because of this. I don't think he's the most disciplined player in terms of how he plays the actual game of football, like running routes, alligator arming stuff. Again, I brought up the instance where he was saying him and Rodgers are not on the same page. I didn't ever see it working out with Rodgers because of how precise he is and how imprecise of a player Hardman is just in general. And now as Hardman, you got to be pissed too because Hardman just got $5 million or whatever it was, $6 million. And he's probably banking on, hey, I'm going to have a big year with Aaron Rodgers. I'll get paid next year. What do you think Hardman's thinking now? I even play? So like I'm not giving him a bailout there. Like you don't want to do that shit, but like he has to be frustrated. And I think he's a one and done guy regardless. I think he always was kind of going to be, maybe not, but I don't really like. He didn't seem like a guy they would like. I don't know, but whatever. Zach owns the Bills in their QB. Yeah, it's we did pretty well against the Bills last year too. If Mosley doesn't jump over the line of scrimmage in that game against Buffalo, we probably it was that and a Michael Carter fumble, right? Was it Michael Carter? Yeah, I think it was Michael Carter fumble. If we don't do those two things, we probably win. Yeah, we will be in Dallas. Flight podcast. Okay. I don't know if I've interacted with you guys or if I know who you are. Maybe I know your name on Twitter and you just like started a podcast or something. But cool. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. So I know I think I was talking to somebody about where they're going to be. Oh, the guys from who are like with Fireman, like the New York Jets fans or New York Jets fans media. No, New NYJF. Tailgate lot 11, 10 a.m. I think that's most likely where we'll probably hang out. Lot 11. So if you guys want to come out and hang out, that'd be cool. That'd be awesome. We'll drink our sorrows down together. So I actually jumped out of a plane. Therapy is good. I have also actually jumped out of a plane. Therapy, that was last year. That was a completely different feeling of a trip. Last year, we're going to Green Bay, the little engine that could, all this stuff, and never expected us to win that game. Jump out of the plane, Sauce Gardner jersey on, which I have the video of, and going to Lambeau, beat the shit out of the Packers. Fucking awesome, man. That was an awesome trip last year. I'm hoping this one's just as good. If they beat the shit out of the Cowboys, I'll be fucking pumped. So, Joe's new merch T-shirt. Jump out of a plane, you might not die, right? You don't know you'll die. You don't know you'll die jumping out of a plane. No, I don't know. I have a very, very good idea I'll die. I'm not comparing that to Zach, but some of the things we're doing here, some of the leaps we're taking. Okay, Nick, and that's cool. Be positive. They were not 5-0 because of Wilson. That's all I'll say. But hey, they can. At least they've proven they can win, right? But did they? And they beat the Packers. The Packers kind of stuck at that point. But did they beat the Cowboys? Did they beat the Chiefs? Did they beat the Chargers with Herbert? Did they beat Tua and the Dolphins if he's healthy with them, which he most likely won't be? Did they beat the Eagles? What Broncos? What were those 5 wins? We had. It wasn't, but we didn't. Was it 5? Oh, it was 5-0 when Priest was healthy, right? But those 5 wins last year, it was we had starting we had Browns, Packers, Dolphins, son of a bitch, Steelers. What's the other one I'm forgetting? I forget the other one. Okay. Bills. No shit. That wasn't 5. That was the 6th win of the season, right? Who was the 5th win? It's gonna bother shit. I mean, I can obviously just Google it, but new. I guess I'm the only option. This is Ike of the Night T-shirts. I don't know what that. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate being the only option. Hey, at least the viewers are here, so I thank you guys definitely. Record is ascending for sure. Yeah, be positive about record. Talked about Kirk before. Let's hope for Deion's son. Yeah. I haven't kept up with Deion's son. Is he a quarterback? I'm assuming he's a quarterback. Does a cap roll over to next season if we don't use it? Yes, it does. We need a new intro with the Shakira horns in the intro. Happy thinking. Joe, Zach Wilson was TOK 2. I guess 2 raw coming out of college. He needed a few years sitting behind a vet. Yeah. Joe. Sam Critic. Good. It's good. I'm currently, like I said, sitting in a porn chair. I'll probably give a tour once the chat runs out in a little bit, and then it's good. I honestly try to drink my sorrows away today, and then it kind of my situation sucked a little bit more than I realized it did, and then I kind of just went back here and watched the TV. So I'm relaxing today. All of my friends and shit are getting here tomorrow, so today's more of a chill day, travel day for me. This stream is therapeutic. I appreciate that, Ronald, even though I feel like we disagree sometimes. But Taylor Heineke, I'm just so sad that we're here talking about fucking Tyler Heineke. Isn't Taylor Heineke? I think it's Taylor Heineke. Gotta hit the hay. See you, Curly. Be Curly Newerman. I wonder if you're the old guy or the older gentleman or the newer or the younger gentleman. Either way, I feel fucking bad for you, man. Let's see. Can I tell what game that was? Any fans? Dolphins? That Dolphins game? I don't know. But God bless. Good night. Hardman is a gadget guy. Yeah. No, he is. He was a 4th string receiver to be a gadget guy, to be a guy who can occasionally take the top off the defense, even if he's not necessarily actually converting on those taking the top off the defense chances. He's at least, spreading them out. So. Holy shit, you're still on high end. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna do the rest of the chat. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do my quick notes that I have. So I've just strictly been in the stream. I'm gonna go over my notes really quickly about the game or whatever, and then I don't know. If you guys want to see a little fucking, doesn't really matter. It's not my house. It's just a Airbnb. But if you guys want to see it, the only thing that's really cool in here, there is, or minus this room is actually pretty cool too. A theater room. but there's a room in here. It's like I think it has it's like a arcade. It has Pac-Man. It has ping pong. It has foosball, as I call it, foosball or table soccer, whatever the hell you want to call it, basketball hoop, pool tables. Fucking cool. It's cool. It's a cool spot in there. I saw the stream pop up a while ago. Didn't think you'd still be on. Well, thank you for not clicking on initially, Daniel Murphy. You piece of shit. Okay. Thank you for clicking on now. I guess. But yeah, I'm still on. We have been venting for 2.5 hours, or I have been venting to you guys for 2.5 hours, and then arguing with you guys. So I didn't lose Hawk. At least I see Hawk in there still. So at least Hawk's a trooper. How terrible for Dalvin signing here for nothing. He said he wanted to play with 8. Yeah, dude, like all of them. You know, it's I'm not over it too. I will not be over this until they win a Super Bowl. Legitimately will not be over it. I will always think about this. Always. And you guys will too, I'm sure. People still think about 99 with Testaverde. Still. Why do they still think about it? Because of all the other shit we've gone through and we still haven't made it to the dance. So we'll be the same way. And if you remember both, if you were old enough in 99 to remember that shit, I feel bad for you because I wasn't. You know, I became a Jets fan in, early 2000s, mid 2000s. So I don't remember that. But fuck, can you imagine? And then, of course, Testaverde comes out to be a captain because of the whole 9/11 stuff. Like you couldn't write it better. Just crazy. Okay. Hawk Joe, I just want to say I do respect your opinion on things. I know you're not some bum forming opinions on SportsCenter. I just think we see totally different. Yeah, it's fine. I hope you're right. I've let out my stuff. You let out your stuff. How many wins do you see as we sit right now? I'm gonna say if I had to bet on, I said 7 to 9, so I'll split the difference. I'll say 8 and 9 is what I would predict. Gun in my head. Not trying to be negative. That's my legitimate thoughts. So, Joe, the porn chair, and the Jets fans. Let's go. You must have not seen the porn chair before. I appreciate it. You too. Happy. Kirk Cousins on an expiring contract could become available by the deadline. Would you take him? So, I think Kirk Cousins would be a good option if they know they kind of have to know what was happening to Rodgers, right? Because you're not trading for Kirk Cousins for a rental, right? Like that would be a pretty hefty price to pay for Kirk Cousins. So I'm assuming that the other teams who are going to try to trade for him are going to be teams who are going to want to sign him for at least 2-3 years or so, because he's still at least he's a decent quarterback. So let's say Rodgers is saying like, hey, I don't think I'm coming back, or he tells the Jets he's not coming back, then okay, yeah, do it, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't. I was drinking at the bar. Yeah, so I tried to, but then I walked into the bar and it was me and 2 dudes who were playing pool and they were the employees. So it was just kind of awkward. I grabbed the Stella because I didn't have like anything there. I drank half of it, threw it out, and walked out. It's like I just can't. I can't. I'm gonna watch the game and talk to you guys. So, okay, let's see. I'm 60. Ben Jets fan since watching Namath with my dad. I said, "Why do you like the Jets?" He said, "Always root for the underdog." Thought that would change this year. Guess not. No, we're still the underdogs. You gotta wait on a couple of years, Barney. I hope not so long for you, but we'll see. I have faith that this organization, with these guys leading the charge, that they can do it. They are capable of leading us to a Super Bowl. This staff. With that being said, that's all well and good. You need to find a quarterback. Hopefully it's Zach. Probably not, but hopefully it's Zach. And then I'm happy to pick and shit. But most, I don't know. It'll hurt for a long time. Literally, Jets PTSD. I'm never gonna trust a guy like not getting injured again. And of course, this year we've had so many goddamn injuries in years past. And the funny thing is, like we've had such shit quarterback play too. And not only they've been shitty, they're not even healthy. Like we haven't had a full quarterback season since Fitz in 2015. I'm pretty sure. So like, man. So, rough. 8-9. Wow, not any improvement. How about Mackay? It's not about us not improving because I'm giving them a win improvement. It's about the tougher schedule and it's about just the conference we're in. So you're pro JD and Saul, yeah, for sure. I'm definitely pro JD. Like definitely pro JD. There's a lot of things that the result didn't work out, but the process was good with JD. Like I'm not gonna. I cannot blame him for the Zach pick. I'm not blaming him for the Becton pick. The Mims pick I liked at the time, it just didn't work out. Now, obviously, they have some information that we're not privy to. And if they saw, which I'm sorry to say it, but it's kind of just true at this point, that he's mentally soft, in his pre-draft stuff, then okay, you got to blame him a little bit more. But yeah, there's he's made great moves. JFM, Huff, the UDFA's he's got Xavier Gibson now, Quincy Williams. He's done plenty of good. Drafted offensive defensive rookie of the years. Drafted another guy who could have won offensive rookie of the year. Drafted Jermaine Johnson, who's becoming a good player. Ruckert's becoming a good player. We'll see with Clemens and Mitchell what they turn up being. But yeah, no, I'm definitely pro JD for sure. The couple of things I did not like: rookie OC, rookie head coach. The tight end situation year one was a joke. The backup situation this year to me was a mistake. I think Tomlinson's contract was a mistake. I thought Whitehead initially signing him was a mistake. His contract was too big. There's a reason he took a cap hit this year. We can talk about Whitehead. He had 3 picks. Is all picks created equally? No, not necessarily. 2 were just chucked up. The third one was a very nice pick. 2 were gifts. Third one was very nice. Okay. A UFO went behind me. Oh yeah, shit. It is. No, it's like some stuff. It's some Star Wars type shit, which I actually know. I watch Star Wars and stuff, but I don't know what those things are called. It's like those little fucking. It's like I know where the hell. What are these things called? You guys got to tell me. I don't give a shit about professionalism right now. What are the? Where is it? Hold on. These? Yeah. What are those called? Somebody knows. Somebody's a really big Star Wars nerd. I'm not that big of a Star Wars nerd to know what those are, but it looks Star Warsy to me. Which I actually never watched. I never watched Star Wars until somebody convinced me to watch Mandalorian. I watched Mandalorian. I was like, fuck, I gotta watch everything now. So I watch everything, minus like the fucking 400 episodes of Clone Wars and the cartoons and stuff. But everything else, I'm up on for the most part. But okay. Guys need to go back to grass on field. Yeah, I'm cool with that too. Maybe you already hit this O-line versus Cowboys front. I'm concerned. I am definitely concerned. I don't think the Cowboys are as good as they showed they were last week. I think the Giants just suck more than people realize they do. And also, I don't know exactly what the situation was, but I heard something that like the Cowboys were up 18 before they even like got a snap or a drive on offense or second drive on offense, whatever the hell it was. So they were up really quick on the Giants because of a blocked field goal for a touchdown or something like that, I believe, or whatever the hell happened there. But they were up very quick, and they're going to be able to tee off on you. So it's not going to be as big of a problem in terms of the passing game. But with that being said, I do think the Jets can run on this defense. I don't think they've had the best numbers in terms of run defense the last couple of years, and I think we have a good run blocking line for the most part, right? I'm thinking back to the run game. Okay, fine. ABT run game. Yep, cool. Connor McGovern. If he struggles at anything, it's the pass game. It's not the run game. Run game, he's usually pretty solid. So I'm happy with those guys. And then however you feel about Tomlinson and Brown, but I think they should be able to run the ball on this team in normal circumstances. Now, with that being said, they're going to have to throw the ball to be able to run the ball. They can't just run the ball with 8 in the box. You'll break 1 or 2. Sure, it'll happen, but no. So, okay. Yeah, remember the feeling? Like I would trade the feeling for freaking Denver any day of them. Like, remember the Denver game? Remember that shit? We're so disappointed that Brace and ABT went down. You didn't even touch this. That was nothing compared to this. Fuck. Look at this roster compared to yeah. No, I'm cool with JD. Cool. We got a lot of UDFAs on the roster. Yeah, TIE Fighter. Yeah, there you go. That's the Imperial, right? Like they're the bad guys. But my only problem with Star Wars is I watched all of it in like a 4-month span, so everything is just the same movie. Even though the late movies suck, dude. Like so bad. So bad. Okay. I'm late. But at least I like the videos unlike some other DVAs. Yeah, I appreciate it. You like it if you're like if you're in here. So it's an IFO. Inferior. Yeah, I guess so. Death Star and TIE Fighters. There you go. Yeah. I should have known the Death Star. That's stupid. Whitehead first 2 were fair catches, but saw something JetX talking about how he got the right depth on both of them. Yeah, that was me probably. If you're on Twitter, Barney, I'm assuming you are, unless you saw it from somewhere else. But no, he got the right depth. But if you're in cover 1 and you're the high safety and you don't get proper depth, that's like the first thing you kind of need to do. So like, yeah, he did it, but it's kind of the expectation. And then at the end of the day, he caught the ball. Last year he didn't catch those. There was like 1 versus Steelers, I think, that he dropped really easily. And then there was another one that year that he dropped really easy. At least 2 or 3 dropped really easy. So at least he caught him. The third one was a really good job. He did a really, really good job on the third one. Josh Allen did a terrible job, but still, he did a good job. Star fighter, probably. Thai fighter, there you go. Yeah, draw fighter, victory fighter, Muay Thai fighter. Okay. I heard the Cowboys have multiple injuries on the no, sorry, Zach Martin was limited practice today, I believe. But past that, they're fine, I think. So I think as long as Zach Wilson doesn't implode, we have a chance at this game. How about you? Yeah, we have a chance at any game still. Well, we have a chance. The defense gives you a chance. This defense can hold any team 1 week to frickin' 6 points, 10 points. So do I think the offense in those weeks could win? I'm not trying to be that negative. Yeah, we have a chance. Star Wars awful. Ooh. It is the thing I will say, it's definitely a lot more spotty than I thought it would be. Like, based on how everybody talked about it, I thought all of it was going to be amazing. It's not true. Like, the older movies, I get they were older, but they were kind of like really like dorky, like the little furry guys running around and shit, like kind of stupid to me. The new movies suck terribly. But Mandalorian shit, that's good. That's good. The original 4, 5, 6 are the only good ones. I liked Revenge of the Sith, right? Is that the third, fourth? That one? And then whatever the new one is, I think again, now I'm getting the Star Wars, but we're gonna log off. Just the last thing. The newer one, is it New Hope or whatever? Whatever the scene is when Darth Vader is like walking through the fucking ship and using all of his like powers and shit, that is that's probably the best Star Wars scene individually of all of it. But yeah, it's spotty. I get it. I'm okay with pre-Disney Star Wars. Yeah, the Disney Star Wars got terrible. Like Luke Skywalker, like walking out of a cloud of dust and like brushing off his shoulder like he's fucking Jay-Z. It's like, dude, this is just so stupid. But okay, let me get into my notes because people don't want to hear me talk about Star Wars. I literally wrote, so sad for this team and fans. Stadium never like that again. Rodgers going forward. Again, we don't know. Proud of this team. Yeah, we talked about that. All the excuses are what we said last year. Not good enough. Yeah, we talked about that. Talked about JFM in this game. 8 pressures. Which is a really good game. Again, JFM, good game. JJ in this game, also a good game. Solomon Thomas played a little bit better this game. Quentin Jefferson had 2 sacks. I wrote down in here, Allen flop, ... bitch. I was making these notes when I was angry. I don't know if you saw the video of like Quentin Williams walking up to him and like Allen like bumped Q and then try to draw a flag about like tripping over, like soft move. And Allen's a guy who, like, just because he's in the AFC East, I hate. I'm supposed to hate him. I don't hate him. I don't think he's actually a bad dude. Like, I think if he's in another division, another conference, I would be okay. Like, I don't, no thoughts on Josh Allen. Completely, neutral. Even maybe like him a little bit because of like how tough he runs and all that stuff. But flopping. Now we're flopping. No, now you're a bitch. Sorry. We talked about Harbin. That Harbin having 0 offensive snaps is a concern for both his mental, for how they're going to use him, and did they just waste money on him? They're going to use him. Obviously, this game is heavier 12, 13 personnel, all that stuff. They're not going to do a bunch of jet sweeps and vertical shots with no vertical shots with Zach Wilson in general. They didn't do any of that stuff. And then 2, with that, I'm sure they wanted like a ball control offense, just 3 yards, 4 yards a pop, make it really conservative, really easy. And if you start running them, end arounds and this type of stuff, and you get behind the sticks, and now instead of 2nd and 7, you have it at 3rd and 13 or 2nd and 13 because he got tackled for a loss. I don't think they want to take that risk. So I think he comes back and plays more reps, but I don't think he's ever a big part of the game plan. So again, I would have looked another receiver, but hey. And there's people out there, and like, no, I'm not even going to actually. It's going to do a whole other argument. Sauce. Probably his second, I would say, is probably his second worst game of his pro career. I would say the Browns game, his first year, was probably worse to me. But this game, and he was kind of right. He said in the interview, or the post-game interview, that it was kind of hard for him because of Josh Allen like making a lot of plays outside the pocket and a lot of out of structure stuff, which you saw you saw at least once with him where he thought the route was done and he stops closing ground. Like you see him, I think it's like an out route or whatever it is from Diggs. That's one of the tackles he missed. It's like an out route from Diggs. he like matches him, and then he thinks it's over, and he kind of slows down, and then and then Diggs catches the ball, and he reaccelerates and tries to grab him. Diggs just turns and runs up the sideline. So like I want to see him stay a little bit more attached on routes. You can't just assume that the play is over. But other than that, Diggs, I think he let up 59 yards and 3 first downs. Listen, if 59 yards is a bad game for Sauce, okay. Like it was an average-ish level starting corner game. And if that's going to be his floor, okay. I'm not worried about Sauce. So one thing I put in here too, Hackett can't get conservative. This is about Zach Marriott talking about it, but we at the end of the game settling for 3 there was kind of frustrating. Again, big turnover, and then it's a run field goal. It's like, come on, like that's the Mike LaFleur ism of some coaches, and I get it. You want to be conservative and you don't trust your quarterback, but dude, gotta at least throw the ball once. So O-line was okay. I wrote that down. Becton, credit to him. When I'm talking about him, he played a full game, looked pretty good. He let up a pressure or 2, but overall still pretty solid. Adams, he had that one missed tackle, but other than that, didn't really notice him in many ways. So for safety, we'll take that. And then obviously Whitehead had the 2 gimme interceptions, and then the one which he did a really good job just matching vertically. He took a really good angle to cut off the out route, and then once he figured that he can get the ball because he was looking at Allen, he undercut the route. But he did a really good job taking an angle to meet the route where he was in terms of like their horizontal relationship. So good game by them. I wrote down a bunch of like random shit for the game. Let me just go through some of this stuff real quick. Sauce got beat. I wrote down that his base was narrow. He was high. He had a hop. Q was dominant. I wrote down Wilson. This is for Hawk. I wrote down Wilson hit the easy stuff, better in the pocket. He's more willing to take the hit, hitting screens, and flat routes with altered base and arm angles. There you go, Hawk. I wrote it down. I promise it's there. Back in solid, a lot of pressure. AVT solid, allowed 1 bad pressure. Dwayne Brown was not good this game. I wouldn't say he was dreadfully bad, but not good. But you're going to anticipate that, right? The guy hasn't played in how many months? He's going to be a little bit rusty in the first game. So I think he's going to increase his play. I wrote down that Garrett, and this is something I actually should have focused on more on film when I was watching it. But again, I was just watching it kind of like just fucking 40,000 yard stare. But I noticed that during the game that they were, and even on film sometimes, they were definitely rolling coverage to Garrett Wilson at times, where there would be a press corner on Garrett Wilson, and whether he pressed them initially off the jump and then widen and funneled him into the safety, or match him the entire time, the safety would read Garrett Wilson, see their leverage, and then go somewhere else. But there was a lot of extra attention on Wilson, so he didn't produce a ton, but obviously that fucking amazing catch on the fade for a touchdown. But he was definitely getting some coverage rolled his way. I wrote down Rodgers. What did I write down here? First play, verbatim. That's what I wrote. First play where he threw it away, dovetailed and missed Lazard. Yeah, he did that. Like he didn't drop back straight. He dropped back and kind of like turned a little bit, and like his base got off, and then it kind of took away his throwing angle. And Lazard was there for a catch, and his eyes were bouncing around. So like he was definitely nervous, which you don't expect to see. But that throw, I think that first play where he threw it away, I thought he could have hit Lazard right off the jump. And the injured play, he had 3 guys on inside breaking routes to the right. Nobody was open. Actually, no, I wrote that down the first time. There's 3 routes to the right. He actually could have probably hit Conklin, didn't. Hung on to Uzama for just a split second too long in the middle, and then gets to Wilson. He's open. He doesn't throw the ball. He tries to spin out of it, reverse pivot, and gets injured. So let's see what else I wrote down here. Davis, I put in a bad zone drop in here. DJ Reed had a good game. He was robbed. That freaking play, Josh Allen on that was it like a draw, or what was the run? Wherever the play was where Josh, they stuffed Josh Allen, or there's at least a lot of people at the line, and DJ Reed comes in and strips him and recovers the ball, but they say they blew the whistle. They blew the whistle dead. The whistle was blown after he stripped the ball. The ball was out. So they got robbed of a fumble there too, which is bullshit. So I mentioned him. He had a pretty good game. He did get beat a little bit at the end when they were trying to go after the field goal at the end. They were targeting. They put Diggs on DJ Reed's side, and they were going at him with curls. And the one they almost hit him on, but it was a bad throw by Allen. So I mentioned that. Quincy had a really good game. Big open field tackles. He had a He had another play that he was involved in. We're going to make the tackle that I wrote down. I'm going to sort of recap it. Zach, what else did I write down? 3rd and 5, red zone after Brees run, held ball a little, but wasn't so bad. Had 1-2 tough looks, but that could have maybe been hit. Interception was bad. Backpedal play, I already defended it. Highlight, go past that. Conk good blocking. Uzama bad blocking. Morstead had a few less than 40-yard punts. I wrote down that was not great in that game, which is unfortunate, but he'll bounce back. Okay, that's about it. Right. Brees looked great. Mentioned Brees. Awesome game for him. Really nice on the screen pass too. I think Nanya highlighted it on Twitter, so I don't want to do it again. But he did a really good job with that screen. I don't know if you guys remember the screen where like he shot vertically immediately as soon as he caught the ball. And a lot of screens that guys will tend to drift to the outside. If he drifted to the outside, he's going to take himself right into a DN. But he knew the DN was there. At least he felt he was going to be there. Caught the ball, turned up immediately. And it's actually a really good job by Zach too, putting it right on him and allowing him to do that. So good job there. The only other thing I wrote down was Clemens had a really bad play on a draw play where he completely whiffed. And he's not been impressive to me. I'm sorry. I know people. I've already been negative, but Clemens has not had a great summer. Okay, moving on. Chat. Is there anything else in here? We'll talk for a minute real quick. McDonald didn't do anything. No, really, no. Solly's gonna have a breakout year. Solly's been better. He's definitely been better for sure. For the Jets, he was involved in the stuff at least this game, and just in general in the preseason, he definitely has looked better. And even at the end of last year, he started to have some more impressive outings. Josh Allen's overrated. Daniel Jones look more mobile. How do you define mobile? He's faster. He's definitely faster. Yeah, no, he is. People call him like the white Lamar Jackson or white Mike Vick or whatever they call him. Like, yeah, he is. Zach Wilson blows him out of the water in terms of arm count, though, in my opinion. Daniel Jones doesn't have a bad arm, though, either, does he? But Zach Wilson has a really, really good arm. No, Ronald's asking about Corey Davis and him being a massive loss and knowing what the situation was. We still don't know, right? So, yeah, forward progress thing. That Pats game, legitimately, Zach's rookie year, when Marcus May stripped whoever he stripped, and then they blew it dead, I was like, it's over. I've seen it too many times, and maybe that's, negative Jets fan, you're a piece of shit, but I was right. It was over. The pass breakup on Cook, yeah, that's a good one, too. That wheel route was a really nice one. Good call. John didn't mention that, but I did. I think maybe I recorded it. Brees hits the hole better than any runner I can remember. Yeah. So okay, I think I'm good. Unless you guys want me to show you that arcade room really quickly, but I've been on for 3 hours. So if you guys don't have any interest in it, I don't really care either. I'll wait a second more for the chat. Again, I am sorry to be very negative. I'm just letting off my thoughts, and I think this is what we were all thinking, kind of saying it to ourselves during the thing. And I get we're fans, and we're gonna take a lot of we're coping and we're trying to tell ourselves what it's going to be and the positive outcomes and stuff, but I'm just trying to be realistic with what I thought, so okay, whatever. Okay, I'm not gonna get back into it. Arcade room, 100% on Brees. Barney wants it. Of course you want to see it. Some people don't. It's not my room. So here, look at a little tour. We'll get a little tour, then we'll end it. Yeah, pretty cool. We just walk through here. Like, I know the inside of this place now. Now I get to kill him. Can you see it? Okay, let's see. Got some basketball, some tic-tac-toe, which is going to be fun drunk tomorrow. Pool, foosball. I don't know if you guys call that foosball over there, but I call that foosball. Pac-Man, table tennis. So pretty solid spot for after a drinking night for us to hang out tomorrow night. So pretty cool. See you in lot 11. I was getting too excited about the OP. You brought me back down to earth. Thank you. You're good. Thank you, Barney. I'm going to fucking fall on my face when I walk through this house. James says, this was great. I've been tired of listening to the incident positive, just more move on bullshit. Yeah, it's fucking impossible. I'm not going to move on for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. It just is what it is. Giant Connect 4, hell yeah. Oh, dude, I love like Giant Connect 4 and like giant what's that shit called? The blocks, you gotta pull it out. Jenga. Dave and Buster's. Joe, just know most people agree with you. General rule: the people who are vocal in chats and Twitter usually are the minority. Yeah, no, I get it. I appreciate you guys. Like 150 strong, even 100 over 100 right now for the end of the show. So Appreciate you. 3 hours, good therapy session. Again, I know I'll get the negative comments, all that shit, whatever. I'm just true to the people who enjoy me being straight up with you guys. That's what I am. So Clemens did tackle 2 dudes on a fumble. Yeah. Okay. Regardless, appreciate you guys. I will catch you next week, or